And we're already recording this motherfucker. You like our new intro music? Why is it funny? It's not funny. It's actually real shit. Oh shit, you don't even have your mic on. No, we didn't even cut it on. We just set you up for failure.
That's funny.
Like, yeah, he's coming. We're going to turn his mic off. Unplug his mic from him.
Early start to the day.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the Anti-Hero Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Today, our guests are...
Wraith. Yeah.
Seth.
Hello.
And I'm Carson Carson, or Carson. Or Carson.
Barcelona.
Or Barcelona, or Captain Steal Yo Ho, or Mr. Captain Steal Yo Ho, or Professor Fuck Ya Bitch, or Man of Many Morals, or or the dude that fucks around too much. Fuck around and you'll find out.
Famous words right there.
Welcome. We got Wraith hoops in this bitch.
Yes, sir. Man, the video's been jumping lately. I'm not gonna lie.
The video's been jumping?
Well, that's an exaggeration. But one particularly, I think it's about like Bol and Kevin Durant. And just randomly, like, it was my first one to hit 1K, like, actual video.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Shorts, obviously, they get put in the feed, so they run.
Yeah.
And then, like, it'll peak after one day and stop.
Yeah.
What it is. But
That's like fucking TikTok.
Yeah, literally. And I still haven't really figured out the algorithm, because I was like, okay, maybe it's like when over 50% of the people that view it, that it gets exposed to, swipe away from it, then it just stops promoting it.
Yeah.
Then I had one where it was like 1.8K saw it, or like 2.4, and then it was at like 60% of people watched it.
Oh shit.
And then it just stopped promoting it. I was like, I mean, I guess I was wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah. But the one is still going right now. It's at 3.5, so.
Really?
Oh wow.
Holy shit, your actual video.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Now, it didn't convert into a lot of subs. Like, I ended up getting 6 off of it. The other day, I jumped like 15, and it was off of a different video talking about who was it? The Clippers and the Suns. Now, the video has like 400 some odd views, but it has like 18 subs, and they all came out one day. So I was like, oh, well, I'll take the support.
Well,
I'm not gonna argue.
I fuck with that.
It caught me off guard, but hey.
So you just be posting like basketball highlights and shit, or like not highlights, but I would say I was gonna say commentary, but I guess that's what you could call it too. Commentary.
Yeah. That's really all it is.
You're a fucking you're a basketball anchor.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Somebody was cooking me in the comments. They was like, why do all basketball content creators whisper into the mic and talk to us like we're 5 years old?
Oh shit.
I said, we leave the yelling to Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I mean.
And then Stephen A. Smith be bringing his fucking politics to the table too.
Anything he can.
Yeah, that's the only reason I really know that guy. Is whenever he be talking about politics and shit.
He's known for yelling and having his hairline halfway to the back of his dome.
Oh.
He's not letting it go though. Trust him to leave.
Oh yeah, I'm with him.
I think it's part of his brand at this point. It's like Steve Harvey's mustache.
Yeah.
I was going to say Hitler's, but
But we'll just get fucking canceled for that.
Well, it was a good run.
Well,
we're canceled once again.
On to the next endeavor.
Welcome to the canceled podcast, everybody.
The canceled
back to the cave.
We're fucking rebranding.
Rebranding the canceled podcast.
Yep. We're fucking canceled officially now. Holy fuck.
What is it?
There's a fucking light in the way. Okay, we'll get that out of the way. Yo, what's up, audience? How the fuck's it going? I mean, damn. Thanks for fucking joining us. Can you make it till the end? Can you? I be asking the audience questions all the time.
It's like breaking the wall, like the fourth wall in movies or something like that.
Yeah.
Talking
definitely
directly to the audience.
Talking directly to the audience. What's up, motherfuckers? Oh, you decided to match me today, didn't you? Got the fucking Crocs up in this bitch.
Hey, man. Can't go wrong with Crocs.
You and me with the Crocs. And Tony pulled up in Crocs, too.
Oh, yeah.
I fuck with that.
I know his feet be hurting, so
Yeah.
Crocs is the way to go for him.
Hell yeah. Bro, how was your drive?
It was pretty mellow.
Mellow?
It was the first time in a minute where I was behind somebody that was going the speed limit, and it irritated me enough to where I felt the need to pass them.
Really?
Usually I'm pretty good about, like, I'm chilling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it was 55. He was going 55. There was an open stretch of road in front of him. I was like, come on, guy. So
Like, come on, bro.
I had to go in front of him.
Damn.
But, somebody nearby owns ducks.
Ducks?
Yes, like they had a duck pen. And it wasn't like fenced
yeah.
off all the
yeah.
time.
It's
It
right
was
over
just like,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
a camera out there for him too. And I was like, ducks?
Yeah.
That was wild
Ducks.
to me.
You think they were ducks or gooses?
Ducks because they were, what is it? White as the pure driven snow? Is that what the saying is?
I don't know. I don't know what the difference between a duck and a goose and a swan is.
I know swan has like the black mascara by the eyeballs.
Oh.
And I think the geese are the ones that that I see more so like out in city areas where it's like they got the brown feathers, but then they have like the black neck and then like a raccoon type.
Yeah, but there's some white geese, is there not?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's
wild.
weird. I just know ducks is like, I think Aflac every time I think duck.
Aflac.
Oh, yeah.
Literally every time.
Yeah.
That's
Like with the
standard
yellow
duck.
beak.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's like a distinction.
Like yellow
does-
feet, yellow beak.
Yeah, does the damn gooses or geese?
Geese?
I don't know.
I
Did you
don't
know that that fish, plural fish, is fish, but multi-species of fish is fishes?
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Very interesting distinction, but yeah.
I actually looked it up the other day because I was thinking about gooses, geeses,
Or like deer.
deers.
Deer and deer.
I really think that deers is the same thing too. It's the same concept.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if there's like a whole bunch of deers,
There's like different
if there's a
species
whole
of
bunch
deer.
of deer, but it's a bunch of different species, then I think maybe it's deers.
Yeah,
I
so
could
say
be
if you get,
wrong.
like a group of like deer, but there's
Yeah,
different species ones in
deers.
the group, you'd be like, look at those deers.
Look at
Yeah.
those deers over there. Go check out them deers. Do people say that you have a country accent?
No. I haven't heard yet.
Never. Do you ever go up north and then you talk to somebody and then they're like, "Yo,
You've been down there too long.
yeah, you've been
Nah.
fucking withering in the southern."
Not yet. I mean, up there, I don't really talk too much. It's
Uh-huh.
plus it's how do I put it? Like I use like lower tones. So
Yeah.
down south, you can get away with being a little bit more chipper, a little bit more happy. Like up north,
Uh-huh.
there's no really good vibes going around.
Yeah.
Like down here, you can say bruh, bro, brody.
Uh-huh.
There you just say bro,
Bro.
bro.
What's up, bro?
Like yo, bro. You know.
Yo,
what
bro.
it is.
Like monotone almost.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah,
Yo, bro.
because it's like
Pass the motherfucking
just
blunt.
flatline the whole time.
It's just cold
Shit.
up there.
Cold.
It is.
No,
Is it always cold?
For the most part, like a great summer day in New York is probably like 60s.
What the fuck? I didn't know
there's
that.
global warming, so we're seeing a couple more. There's a couple more 70s up there, but
Global
like,
warming?
yeah,
Do you believe in global warming?
interesting. So there was a point where I was obviously heavy on global warming is obviously a thing,
Uh-huh.
but then I was thinking about it, and I was like, regardless of what we do,
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's inevitable that the Earth warms itself because it has, historically speaking, and from looking at it from a geological standpoint, it ebbs and flows going from super hot to super cold. Now, obviously not boiling the water away type hot, but we've had
Talking about like from the ice age to there not being any ice to it all melting to it being an ice age again.
Yeah, just full circle, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little unfortunate, obviously, and I would say that we're speeding up the process. It's not like we're helping it, right? Or helping prevent it. We're definitely helping it along, but I would say that like having child slaves mining for cobalt in third world countries isn't a significant improvement.
Yeah.
To make engines that will work off electricity.
And definitely we need our smartphones though.
That's true.
What's cobalt used for? Is it for electric cars?
Damn it.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought that's
Yeah,
what
and
like the batteries or something like that.
Yeah. Isn't it using like smartphones and shit too?
Smartphones is lithium, but similar sort of situation where they have to mine for it and whatnot.
Yeah. And have children slaves.
Yeah, but they build the phones though. That's the difference.
That's super unfortunate.
You ever seen the way that they have to go about mining it up? It's like
Yeah.
shoveled. It's not. It's
Yes,
just.
it's very archaic almost.
Yeah, it's kind of. I wonder how they even know what to look for because it just looks like they're digging in mud.
I think they're like trained to do it.
I don't know.
If I put somebody out there for 30 days,
Yeah,
they have to find it out eventually.
You're gonna have to figure that shit out.
Now this dirt's a different color than that dirt.
Yep. Find this dirt and bring it back to me.
Yep.
You get your quarter for
Here's
the
your
day.
shovel.
Here's your quarter for the week.
Get a slice of bread.
Why would they just actually
water.
invest in some
Yep.
proper equipment? They probably get way more cobalt than just having a bunch of people with shovels out there.
Now, Seth,
Yeah,
that's just way
but-
too expensive.
Yeah, in the beginning stages at least. We'd rather just, milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah. Damn it. That's so fucked up.
It is, yeah.
That is that's very fucked up. That is very fucked up,
it's
okay?
going on.
Yeah, we're
It's
just
very
on
fucked
the
up.
Nobody's going to
benefit
do
end.
anything about it.
But what the fuck are you going to do about it? There's nothing you're going to do about it. You're still going to buy that fucking car, ain't you? You're still going to buy that fucking iPhone, aren't you? What the fuck are you going to do about it? You going to protest? Not buy a fucking phone?
Of course not.
Sometimes my audience just pisses me the fuck off. My audience being the 3 people that watch it. Seth, Sierra, and my mom.
What am I doing to piss you off?
I don't know. Just anybody that attends.
Baby steps.
We had a conversation about something like this yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Remember about the GD thing?
Oh, yeah. Malachi?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you ever say GD?
Nah.
Nah. Never, ever.
Never had a reason to.
What if you stub your toe?
See. No, I still don't say it then. I'm more likely to say
You're like, gosh darn it. Rats.
Gee willikers.
Gee willikers.
Owie.
Oh my gosh. Ouch.
my toe.
Ouchies.
I got a boo-boo.
Oh, I got a boo-boo. That's not good. I feel like GD is just like way like
You can really say it with passion.
you can really get your fucking point across, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will most definitely say it sometime in this podcast. But God knows I don't mean nothing by what? He knows.
If I'm going to go far, I'll probably just say got. I got to emphasize.
God damn. Oh yeah, god damn it.
Yeah. Got to emphasize that T so he knows.
God dang it.
Got to put some oomph behind it.
Oomph.
You know what I'm saying?
God dang it. That's so crazy. When's the last time you read the Quran?
I actually read a segment the other day.
Really?
Ironically, because it was I saw a video on IG and it was about how people be faking knowing languages on their resumes, and they'll get called in for the interview or whatever. They'll be like, "Hey, we know somebody that also speaks this language, and let's get Jim down here." And then he comes down here,
Yeah.
and then like you're sweating at first. You're sweating at first because you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, if he really speaks this language, I'm fucked.
Yep.
But he walks down there and he says gibberish, and he looks at you, and the look that you guys both have, you both know it's complete bullshit. At which point you say some gibberish back, him playing along understands it, nods his head, and says something back, and then y'all just have a quick little 3-minute dialogue,
Oh shit.
and then y'all just pass it.
They
Now,
got to be in with it though.
exactly. That's why the first whatever he says first, determines how it goes. Because if he really knows the language, he's not letting it slide. There's no way.
Yeah.
Because to learn a second language is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And if it's on like
it really
Arabic
is.
or French.
Do you know Arabic? Do you read it in Arabic?
No, I read it in English.
Okay.
Because I grew up taking Spanish like from 3rd grade onwards. So, I mean, I've lost it a little bit over the past couple of years because I never used it in college.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of black people and lumbies. So, I mean, there was nobody to talk it to or hear it like on a repetitive basis. But yeah, Spanish was the one that I always like because I had it for a class, so it was just always repetitive, ingrained in my head.
Definitely.
Conjugations and whatnot. And then I loved anime, so tried to pick up on Japanese.
A little bit Japanese, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Obviously, it's easier to hear it and translate it in your head than to go from English right back to the language.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think in Japanese. I don't think in Spanish. I think in English.
Yeah.
It's like blind people think in Braille.
Blind people thinking Braille?
Yeah, I mean, what else do they think? They don't think in noises? Never mind.
Yeah.
Do they? I've always actually had that question because it's like, do they think in
English?
like?
I guess they think in sound.
Hold on.
Yeah,
let's
like,
just
like do words pop in their head, but they've never
no,
seen
bro. Let's
words, so it
rewind
has
that
to
a
be
little
eyes.
bit. Do
Probably
you
just
think in
sounds.
words? So whenever you're
I think
thinking
in images. I think in images, and I talk to myself through them. Like like a narrator in the back of my head.
So, but you're not thinking of like words and then like read them as they.
When you say word, like the word,
like
word
subtitles
pops up in my head in a certain font.
yeah, in a certain font, like New
Roman.
New
I
Times
was sitting there,
Roman.
I was like, what the fuck is the standard font that it's supposed to come up in?
Times New Roman 12-point font,
Yeah.
double space.
Yeah,
It's more than
Because
one line.
I was thinking of word, but I was like changing the fonts in my head right when you were talking about it. When I got to one I liked, I was like, yeah, I like that one.
Yep. And then you're also processing the proper grammar and then processing the damn punctuation and shit like that. I fuck with that. I think I want to start doing that. Think about it. Like, I believe that the old Englishmen thought in cursive.
I mean, yeah, I feel like they would have to because that was their standard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when you first go on Netflix and then you just play a show, if there's subtitles on or not,
Yeah.
if the subtitles are on, it's probably standardized to English just off rip.
Yeah.
That's just what you see. That's what you run with.
Definitely.
I feel like.
Like you know the Squid Games.
Yeah.
Squid Games. You know how it's in like Korean.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's all put in English.
I actually did enjoy that. Usually when I see other like shows that are recorded in other languages, but then they have an English voiceover.
Yeah,
The
like an English
voiceover,
dub. I don't
they
like
do not
that.
have enough emotion
Yeah.
to feel like somebody's getting chased by a bear in Russia.
Definitely.
And you hear like the crack in the tree branches and everything, and then the person's like, come this way quickly. It's like, bro, there's
Yep.
no feeling. But if I turn back to the other one, like, oh sis, come, and it's like just
Yeah.
a bunch of random noises, and you feel
Yeah,
it.
like,
You,
whoa, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah,
Like they're
the
actually
emotion,
there.
Like the
Yeah.
emotion
And then
behind it.
if you're really in tune and you're watching the screen, the words don't match the lips, and it pisses you off at a
Yeah.
certain point because like it's not even close.
Yeah.
Like the person's mouth is closed, and he's saying seven
still words
seven
coming
words,
out.
and it's like, bro,
Yeah.
lock in.
Like, I would definitely be more afraid of a Russian bear than I would an English bear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
Like, what? And you said?
I don't know what's the difference. A bear's a bear.
Bro,
True, but I feel like Russian bears, they have
Russian
to deal
bears
with
don't
worse
give a
climate.
fuck.
Polar bear or something.
a Russian bear will...
Polar bear, you're rolled either way.
Yeah,
Doesn't
a
matter.
Russian bear will fuck you.
After it eats you.
After it eats you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, other
See
way,
what
other
I'm
way.
saying now? Now you're more afraid of fucking Russian bears than
Just
you
drop
are
a nuke
of...
on the place already.
Oh, shit. Those are illegal.
All right.
Yeah.
Real. Oh, yeah. I had a question for a pod that I recorded last week. Oh,
Let's hear it.
What ended up happening was I had one of the old athletes that I coached in track on the pod, and we recorded for like 3.5 hours. We did 3 episodes, hour length each. It's easy to run through. He's the difference between like tone and like everybody else's. I don't have to cut out their curse words.
Bro, do you do them like back to back?
Oh yeah,
You do a pod back to back?
Yeah, if it's the same person,
Whoa.
If it's the same person, I'll be like, I'll have him sit down. I'll be like, how long do I have you for? And he'll be like, I don't got nothing going on the rest of the evening. I'll be like, you cool with 3 hours?
Holy
3 hours or
shit.
2 hours,
Uh-huh.
whatever it is, and then we'll run. And I usually have like a log of like, if it's a guest I'm having for the first time, I have interview questions for like, I'll have like 10 to 15-ish interview questions, or I'll come up with them as I go. And then after that, I'll break into a little bit of like questions, maybe poking fun at their background or whatever. Like he was adopted, so I had some. I was poking fun at it a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Now the part that killed me was the fact that my audio was effed up.
Oh, I think I watched some of that one, bro.
Bro, I was sick to my stomach because
I remember that shit, bro.
It was so bad
I watched it.
I didn't even promote it on the IG page because I was just that sick with it.
Yeah.
Because what happened was, obviously, if you sit the mic next to the headset and you just leave it there, it's gonna give you a buzzing noise.
Yeah.
Me knowing this, I muted the mic that it should have been, but I didn't check the headset to hear the audio and check because I didn't have the one brother that I usually have sitting producing and like flipping the cameras.
Yeah.
So it's one camera feed the whole episode, and it has the buzzing noise. But the issue is, I muted my mic. It shouldn't have been my mic. It should have been the one that was on the table over there. So I muted the wrong mic. So not only can you only hear me through his mic, but you also have the buzzing noise over the top. So when I raise my audio level through his mic, the buzzing noise also raises as well.
Yeah.
So
bro, do you not have headphones?
I do, but the thing was, usually I always have a third person that they specifically have their job as the producer is. You can just sit there. You don't have to be engaged in the conversation really at all.
Yeah.
Just sit there. If we throw a question to you, just respond to the question or whatever, and make sure you flip cameras back and forth. That's it for whatever time period it is.
Yeah.
But that time, none of them were available.
Yeah.
So it was just me and him, and that was the first time I did it with just me and whoever the other person was. So me thinking I knew my setup like I should have known it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that the mics were switched. So I muted the wrong one. And
damn.
Afterwards, I immediately went to editing them because I wanted to go ahead and knock out the first one because it was Thursday when we recorded.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have it up Friday morning. And the way I slammed the fuck out of my desk when I realized what the hell I did, bro.
Fucking
I was
broke it.
Sick.
Damn
the
it.
second episode, the one that's going to drop this Friday, I had my other brother that hasn't been on since like episode 4, I want to say. He's on because that was hit. They were close. So he's in the producer chair. So he's wearing the headset, and there's a couple times where like he puts his headset too close to the mic because he's never been in that position before, so he's never had that issue. So it'll be like a quick little screech noise. Yeah. But I can't cut it out because it's where we're having actual genuine dialogue. Yeah. It's not too egregious to where like somebody's like if they have AirPods in or whatever. So that's probably the best episode, and that's just the silliest one. Like it's a bunch of random ass questions.
Yeah. Sounds like this fucking podcast.
All of them.
Got straight to it.
Yeah, right here we're just a fucking bullshit. Welcome to the fucking canceled bullshit. That's what the fucking new podcast is called. Welcome everybody. Yeah. Anyways, that's our 4th introduction for this episode.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And then,
bro, do you match the audio up to the camera whenever you record it, or do you match it up after?
So since I have a Rodecaster, and I have what's it called? The whatever switcher board it is, I can't remember. Blackmagic Pro switcher. I just press the record button on both at the same time. Now, usually in post, as soon as I slap both of them into, I use Adobe Rush because it's free. I would use Premiere Pro because I use it in college, but it has a lot more bells and whistles. But I don't do any crazy edits. I don't throw anything interesting in there.
Fuck all that shit, man.
Very simple. So I'm gonna use the free program.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't have 1,000 subs, so I'm not getting actual money yet. No. I'm spending as little money as possible.
Hell yeah.
So usually when I throw it in there, it matches up just because it's like a couple milliseconds of delay, maybe.
Yeah.
Now, if it isn't, then I'll go to, I usually make like it's usually like 30 seconds of either dead air or just us having like a pre episode conversation or whatever. And then I'll like blow into the mic.
Yeah.
So I see the audio spike in the track, and then I'll match that up to where my lips are blowing into the mic, and usually that sets it right.
You're blowing off the mic.
Hey man, so I just gotta give it to it sometimes, dog.
Like that? Is that what you do?
Just one swift, strong.
Oh.
Like the.
So you don't go crazy with it?
It's like asthma.
Yeah. Fucking completely have an asthma attack on the mic.
Grab my nailer.
Completely distort the shit.
Listen very closely. I'm about to release a lot of oxygen and carbon dioxide into the microphone. Oh, shit. Turn the audio up. Okay. I want you to really feel the intention behind this.
God damn.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Like sensing it here and they just blank out and pass out in the middle of the street. He's on K2.
That reminds me of like, you see those videos of those people that have like their phone and they're filming just random people walking by with headphones and they're like, hey, what are you listening to? Like, oh, I'm just listening to, and then it's like some stupid shit. Like this fucking podcast. They're like, oh, I'm just listening to the canceled stupid ass fucking podcast that we got playing. And then they're like, oh, okay, let's listen to it. And then they fucking give
They're
them
like,
a
I don't
headphone.
like this, and they just throw it on the ground.
Yeah. I'll leave you be.
Oh yeah, but so we had a third episode after that.
Uh-huh.
The issue with that one was because I unmuted the mic that I thought was his.
Yeah.
I never muted it back afterwards. So you can hear me, but you can also hear the buzz in the background. And I was just like, fuck it, we'll take it. A win is a win.
Yeah.
At that point.
Dub.
I was like, that's not as bad as the first episode, so I'll just be thankful for what I can get out of it.
Okay.
But I'll probably drop that one next Monday because it's not worthy of being a Friday one. But since I had to drop the other one on Friday because I had already started editing it, and I was like, bro, that was worse than editing the ones when I had with Tony. Because like I had to go in and like when he was tipsy, obviously the words were flying a little bit, so there's a lot more increments I had to cut out. But on that one, I have to cut both sides, raise the audio level, go to the next one, cut both sides, raise the audio level, decide whether I want to or not, because if I raise my audio level, it also raises his audio level because I'm listening through his mic. And it was just a whole lot.
whenever you say that, do you mean like whenever he like get away from the mic like this and then you have to raise it up? Is that what you're saying?
No, so since my mic was dead,
Yeah.
even though I had it up here, like I had it muted. So the only way you can hear me is I'm distant off of his mic.
Oh, you
so
hear him off.
The only audio that's coming in is his mic, and then the one over at the producer desk is giving the buzz. So that's giving the buzz. That's giving him and me.
Yeah.
But when I raise me off of his mic, it's also raising him. So I
then
can't
whenever
raise
he
a point.
starts to speak,
exactly,
it's like gonna be like this.
Yeah. So I had to make sure if I'm going to raise my voice in his, it has to be a segment where I'm talking for like 30 plus seconds.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to go 7-second increments just for him to like talk right afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a whole lot of.
See, that's why, bro, that's
but
why.
It wasn't terribly long.
That's why I was asking you about the headphones, is because whenever you got the headphones on, like during this, you can hear the audio constantly at all times. And then I'll be telling every single person that ever gets on this podcast, unless they're like good with mics, then I'm usually like, yo, just get the mic a little closer.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like talking to us like we're just like they're like this, and then you can't even
Lyndon
hear
would do
them.
that sometimes.
Lyndon's gotten better though.
Oh yeah,
Lyndon's got way better now.
It takes a little bit of practice for some people that just haven't like been in that space before.
Like Malachi, I had to ask him yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, bro, we might need to get a little close. There was somebody else who I was asking, and I asked him like 5 different times, and I was like, yeah, bro, can you get a little closer to the mic? And then sometimes I would just grab their mic and just...
Was it Fernando?
Yeah, fucking Fernando. Shout out Fernando, I guess. I mean...
I remember that one time he got drunk and he had to leave the podcast.
Yeah,
and
he
passed
did.
out. Yeah.
Shout out fucking Fern. It was his birthday the other day.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was his birthday. Shout
That's
out
awesome.
Fern.
Yeah.
When's your
Shout out
birthday?
Fern.
March 22nd.
March 22nd.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in my notes, bro. I ain't going to cap. I'm going to put you in my notes.
See, the only reason I remember Eric, I have Snapchat for one reason. Not to hit on people, but so that I can remember everybody's birthday.
Uh-huh.
So whenever I see the cake next to somebody's thing, I'm like, oh yeah. Or if I know somebody's birthday's in a specific month, that's about all I can manage. And I'll be like, I know it's probably in the middle. So every day in the middle of the month, I'm going to like randomly check, see if they post something on their story. Because some people will do like a countdown or whatever. And I'll be like, all right, cool. We're good. I know. But I missed, so far this year, I've only missed 2 birthdays. So I had to wish them a happy belated birthday.
3 birthdays, including mine.
Well, yeah, technically. Well, we didn't know each other then. So
It was last week, so well.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is he
August
trolling?
3rd.
Yeah, August 3rd. Thursday.
Damn,
bro.
Why didn't you say something last?
I don't know.
You know what's wild? He did say something last podcast.
Did
I just
he?
forgot. Yes.
Oh.
He said something regarding it. It wasn't directly like his birthday is such and such.
Yeah.
But it was something about birthdays and his being in August. And it just went over my head entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody else at Fern was like that. Fern told me about his, and he didn't wish me a happy birthday. Actually, I didn't wish him happy birthday.
What about Cam didn't wish you happy birthday?
Yeah, and I called him out for it because I wish him a happy birthday every fucking birthday. Every birthday that he has ever since I've known him, I've told him happy birthday. But anyways, Fern's is the first, and I totally forgot that he told me that his birthday is then, and he has it on Snapchat for some reason, somehow. He don't have his birthday set up on his Snapchat.
Huh?
Those are the worst ones.
So you don't know.
Or if they have like a random day that you know is not their birthday. And it's like, sometimes you got to DM him like, bro, is your birthday today? He's like, no, man, you know my birthday. I'd be like, bro, on Snap, it says today's your birthday, bro.
Yeah.
Change that.
Yeah,
It's
what
like,
the fuck?
Why?
That's why sometimes I ask people.
It's like, bro, when did you make your Snapchat? Because you lied about your birthday on the day.
Yeah.
Clearly, you weren't old enough to make it.
Clearly,
when
he
you
was
made
like
it.
13.
Exactly. Like, bro.
Your birthday's been wrong for the last
Hold
10
on.
years.
Even if you're 13 or some shit, why the fuck can't you put your actual birthday but a
Just
different
for the
fucking year?
Hey, man.
Oh, fuck?
Hey, we don't make the rules. They do.
They do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But fucking Fern's birthday was the first. I didn't tell him happy birthday. And
Why?
then it was my birthday. Or, no. Yeah. I didn't tell him happy birthday, and it was my birthday. And then I said something to him or some shit, and I was like, happy birthday, Fern. That's what I said. I was like, happy birthday. I was like, you didn't wish me happy birthday on my birthday. And then I told that shit to fucking Tony, too. I really did. I told that shit to Tony. Like, whenever I was like, yo, what's your Snapchat? Because usually I like to, whenever I hit people up, I don't usually hit people up on, like, DMs on, like, Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't like to, but sometimes that's where, like, we originally get people's socials. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got your Instagram before your Snapchat, but usually I use Snapchat more than anything, really. And I barely use text. I prefer to text people, but I just prefer to text people on Snapchat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I told Tony, I was like, what's your Snapchat? And he told me, I was like, hell yeah, today's my birthday. Do you ever be doing that shit?
What? Nah, that's wild.
Today's my birthday. Tell me happy birthday. Bro, you know what my next painting's going to be?
Buy me something.
Buy me something now, motherfucker. Bro, this one dude, hold on. This one dude, it was his birthday the other day. I'm sorry for cloning on you, bro. I ain't going to tell you. I ain't going to say your
He puts
fucking
Cash
name.
App out there or something like that.
Yeah. I swear to God, it might even. I think I'm 2 days late.
That's wild.
But he was
Wait a
like, today's my birthday, everybody, and because I don't think anybody told him happy birthday. And then after that, he said, thanks for the birthday wishes, everybody. And then he said, in the next one, he was like, here's my Cash App. Just send me however much you think that I should have for my birthday.
Tough. That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
See, I feel like, well, misogynist quote of the daytime.
Yes, sir.
I feel like the funniest feminists are the ones that you know in your personal life that talk about how great they are and independent and how they handle their own stuff.
Yep.
While simultaneously every birthday putting their Cash App on their story or their Venmo.
Yep.
Or Apple Cash. It's like, bro.
How the fuck you so independent if you need some cash?
Don't you have a job?
Yeah.
Get
Aren't
your
you
money up.
independent?
Exactly.
I'm Lyndon's calling
Damn.
me.
Lyndon?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Lyndon. Sorry, buddy. We're in the middle of a fucking podcast. Why don't you call back whenever we're not in the middle of a podcast? I mean, really? Bro, my next painting is going to say happy birthday. And I'm going to hang it up right there.
Okay.
You fuck with that?
Yeah.
And it's just going to say happy birthday on it.
How are you going to say happy birthday?
What do you mean?
Because you clearly don't put things in like just simple artistic expression. You have your own style about you. So
Yes, sir.
How would you do that?
It's just gonna say happy birthday. I don't know how to explain it. It's gonna be in that style right there, if that makes sense.
Fair.
Yep.
We'll see.
You know what that is? That's the birthday burglar.
Do we have any
I was about to say the Terrifier.
The birthday burglar / the birthday bandit. What's up, Seth?
Asking if we got any supplier glue?
Supplier glue? What the fuck is he talking about?
He's calling me about
supplier glue.
I don't know what that is.
Ask him, like Elmer's, question mark?
I'm telling him on a podcast. We're supposed to be going to the gym here in a while, so he's just hitting me up.
Say me know exactly this. We're on a podcast, bro. Are you talking about Elmer's, question mark?
Yeah, give me some.
No, supplier glue.
What the fuck does that mean, Lyndon? What the fuck are you talking about, supplier glue?
I'll be right back here, bro. I'm going to see what the glue situation
You might as
is.
well just call him right here. You don't need to fucking... Just fucking blast him on the fucking podcast. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Why am I taking these off?
What the fuck was I going to say, too? The birthday. I'm fucking stoked for that painting. I've been wanting to paint that painting for a long-ass time now.
What's up, bro?
I know it's a random question, but do you guys have any super glue over there by chance?
Super glue? Do we have super glue, Carson?
Hey, we got Elmer's glue.
No, my running shoes kind of like fucked up today.
We got glue sticks.
I mean, Carson's always making a joke at everything.
Why do you think that I'm joking?
Bulldoze ain't gonna fucking help.
See, you can't say that on the fucking podcast.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a pod right now.
Oh.
Oh my
that's all right.
God.
But if you want to do 8 or 8:30, that's fine with me. But honestly, I don't have any. Well, I could probably go to my parents' house. There might be some glue there.
No, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big.
Let's see what the fuck time it is so I can blink this shit out.
I don't have to run today. I was just gonna try to super glue my shoes so we could get a quick fix and run. But it's not a big deal. We can just you know.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm home and shit. I'll be on time today for sure. So we'll do 8 o'clock.
Yeah, man, come over. I'll make one of those Mexican mules.
All right, man.
All right, man. I'll see you at 8 then.
All right, see you soon. Peace.
All right, bro. Peace.
Hell yeah. I had to put the number in there for whenever he said that shit.
Yeah, we're going to have to cut that out.
Fucking cut that shit out. I got to go back into the past ones, too, where he said that shit.
He says it all the time.
I mean, for real. You be saying hard R?
No.
Never?
Rarely. Very rarely. I've probably said
He
it.
said very rarely.
Probably 6 or 7 times in my entire life.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All
Holy
in the
shit.
past, I'm 23, 5 years. All in the past 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
You just learned the word recently.
No, I just never said it.
Shit.
But I had one friend.
Uh-huh.
He was one of those people where like he's from Fayetteville,
Uh-huh.
and his parents are like Jamaican.
Uh-huh.
But he just says bitch ridiculously.
Yeah.
Now, luckily for him, most of the friend group was guys at the time.
Uh-huh.
So he'd be like, "Shut up, bitch," type shit, stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we know he's joking, so you don't take it personal. It's not like one of those things where it's like,
Yeah.
all right, bro, tone it down. Like I don't go that way.
Yeah.
Now, one time we initiated a girl into the friend group, and she was around for a minute. And he did it to her.
Oh, shit.
He's like, "Yo,
Shut up, bitch."
She said something. He's like, "Bitch, shut up." He's like, "Oh, whoa, my fault." And I just started dying.
Damn.
I was wondering when he was going to do it because I knew it was coming. It wasn't a matter of if. It was
like
a matter
subconscious.
of when.
Yeah, like
exactly.
it was like
did
a
need to
habit.
click. Exactly.
Yep.
And since the friend group was always guys, it was
Yeah.
never an issue. He never had to worry about it.
Yeah.
And then when it happened, it happened.
How'd she
was
take
cool.
it? Oh, she's cool about
And
it?
she was like
She
super
had
duper.
seen him call everybody it.
She was like super duper feminist.
Nah. She was a hooper actually.
Oh, shit.
She was
Wait.
She was straight.
So if she's a hooper, she's not feminist?
She wasn't I've never seen her have a feminist take. Let me put it that way.
Oh, she wasn't a Nazi feminist.
Yeah, no. She was a tomboy. I'll give her tomboy. I feel like most
Shit.
tomboys don't tend to be like.
Yeah, she's like on the spectrum of gay.
Yes, but not gay. She did like dick. To my knowledge.
Okay, to your knowledge.
You
had to test it out.
I'm about to say, how do you know?
Now, there was a couple people that did.
Uh-huh.
That was out of my jurisdiction.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people where if one of my closest friends messes with you at some point or another, and it was even mildly serious, I can't do anything with you. Like you're not quite the sister category because I don't rock with you like that.
Yeah.
But you're like distant cousin that is unfuckable because that's your cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not,
I
I'm
understand.
from New York, so I don't do the Alabama. You know.
Yeah.
I don't do none of that.
Yeah. I get what you're
so
saying.
It's like perfectly off limits.
It's okay if it's past the third cousin, isn't it?
I'll say this. I'll give anybody the benefit of the doubt if it's a cousin through marriage. If it's a cousin through marriage, y'all don't share
it's okay.
anything. Y'all don't share anything.
Yeah.
Now, if that's a blood cousin,
a distant like fifth cousin.
better be careful, brother.
Yeah. Better be careful, brother.
Better be careful.
I think I've slipped up.
Bro, I'm stuck in this machine.
Oh, fuck. How the fuck do you get... I don't fuck with those porn videos. How the fuck do you get stuck in a washing machine? Make it a little bit more believable, please.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
The stepfather ones are the most disgusting, though, because I don't want to see an older, wrinkly man in the frame.
Doing like a 10.
Exactly.
Like just banging a 10.
It's like...
And you're like, how's that grandpa like...
It's like, bro... I know a million people that should be in this
like,
video.
Bro,
I don't want to see this guy in your bald dome and wrinkles every time.
Like, how did you even get your dick up, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, take your Social Security having ass back to retirement home, Grant.
And he had to take like fucking 5 Viagra before they even started.
His heart probably exploded afterwards.
Yeah.
The immaculate release.
Yeah. And that was it. He died. Imagine dying.
Cause of death.
I would be perfect. Dying while coming.
I was gonna say he went out the same way he came in.
He went out with a bang.
You ever ejaculated prematurely?
I gotta give that real thought.
Uh-huh.
Once.
Once?
I give myself once, yeah.
Once.
I got a pretty good act rate.
You're doing it on this is on the good side once.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 times.
No.
Uh-huh.
Nah.
Really?
Like,
how did it go down?
Okay, so
Let's hear it.
Got head first.
Yeah.
Had to.
And
then I was just too locked in, bro. Like,
yep.
I was too horny. I was too locked in. And then it was a good minute and a half in, and yeah, man. It just happened.
Minute and a half in?
I'll give it a minute and a half, yeah.
Of head?
No. The head was done.
Oh.
But the head, like, warmed up the engine, right? Like,
yeah.
it was ready to go right through the finish line.
Uh-huh.
Me not taking the time to, like, a couple moments, have her switch positions, you know.
Oh,
turn
yeah.
around, all that good stuff. Just, you know.
Oh, bro. Yeah. Like, just sticking it in and then you just bust.
Oh, no. I've never had that. That would have been so sick.
Oh, man.
But the thing is, anytime you fuck somebody new, remember, the first performance is the most important because that's what she's going to measure everything else by.
Uh-huh.
Right? So you got to knock it out the park the first time.
Yeah.
It's hard to go premature the first time and make up for it because a lot of times if it was horrible enough and she really doesn't like you, like your personality and stuff like that, and you can't riz her that way, she's like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck no. But if she likes your personality and everything, you get that second chance. You better knock it out. She better be grabbing the bed sheets.
Yeah.
Crying out.
Oh my God. Oh, fuck yeah.
Hey, there better be some porno sound effects going on in there. It's so crazy, it better sound fake.
It better sound fake.
Man, but But yeah, first that's a really important first impression because that determines how much she's gonna rock with you and how many times she's gonna call you back after that. Because if you really knock it out the park, you can be subpar the next 7 times.
Yeah.
But if you hit it out the park the 8th time, it'll remind her of the first time, and that's the first thing that she's always gonna think every time. It could be this could be one of those nights. Even if it doesn't end up being, it could be. And that's the suspense right there that keeps her mind going.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cool as fuck, and then because there's been several times where I've just, soon as I stuck it in, just done for.
Hey,
like 2 strokes down the road, like a good
like one pump jump type stuff.
Yeah, like okay, well,
oh dear, Mom.
Oh dear, miss. I seem to have ejaculated.
It would appear as though we have melded into one.
Oh no! Damn it! That sucks.
Pretty good. Now I'm not gonna lie. Has Tony talked to you about his whole thing? Okay, so
what is he, a one pump chump?
He feels like he's about to release at any moment. The whole time, but he goes on average for like an hour. Straight.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, to me that's absurd because
that's wild.
That is absurd.
Pound for pound, we're roughly similar, but he's got some stamina on him. Like I'll get that level of stamina when I've been drinking a little bit.
Yeah.
But like off the ripper, you're probably getting 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if it's a situation where here's another thing, right? I'm a stander. I prefer to stand up.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
like being in the sheets. If I'm in the sheets, I get too into it and there's less muscle groups involved.
Yeah.
So the feeling is concentrated in here and down there. But if you're standing up, your muscles are tensing up and everything, so it's kind of preventing it. Like, you ever been in class and just got randomly hard?
Yeah, definitely.
How did you stop yourself from being hard?
I don't.
Okay, so
I'm just like shoving it. I'm just shoving that shit down.
Standing up helps.
Standing up in the middle of the class.
No,
attention.
Yeah.
No, the rule of thumb is, and after I heard it, I was like, man, I wish I knew this earlier. It was,
or stick it in your fucking belt.
Flex for 30 seconds, and your meat shall retreat. So it doesn't matter what muscle it is. Like,
it probably draws the blood away from
Whoa.
the muscle.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's the standing up thing helps because it draws the blood to your legs instead.
Anywhere else but right there.
Yeah.
So me standing up is, I'm good. Because then I start thinking about hooping, bro.
Yeah.
I passionately dislike James Harden's game, watching him play the game of basketball.
Really?
So if I'm getting into it too
you just automatically think of James Harden.
I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But she just hears me say fuck, so it just sound good.
And
and hitting good. But the whole time I'm thinking about a man with a beard.
I ain't gonna eat.
Oh no.
I ain't gonna lie. There's been a few times where I've just been like going at it, and like I'm about to bust or some shit, and I'm like, okay, we gotta think of something else, and then I start thinking of like going to go get groceries or like counting fucking sheep or thinking about what I'm gonna do later on that day. I'm actually for real.
Anything but living in the moment.
Bro, there was this one time, bro. Man, hadn't had pussy in a long time. I don't even know if I should tell this story.
It's too late. We're already 7 seconds
You're already rolling.
All right, so I met this one girl on Snapchat. Yeah. This was a while back. This was like three years ago, maybe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Met this one girl. She was a light skin. I think she was mixed, but she looked like she was mixed, but she wasn't. Mm-hmm. She was just light skinned. But I had met her on Snapchat, and I said she was close to a school, to like a middle school or like a high school or some shit. She like lived near it.
Oh.
Yeah, no. She lived near it.
What do you
She
mean?
lived near there.
I went on the Snap map and she was right.
Yeah, I think at the time I was like 20.
Yeah.
She was like 19. And then I was like, you know what? Just meet me at the school that's right up the road from you. So I went there, I drove all the way over there, and she said that she was on the way, and I didn't get a text back. I was sitting there. I was like, here, I'm here. And I didn't get a text back. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I waited there, and I waited there. It was like 15 minutes. And then I waited more. And then it was like 30 minutes. And I was like, you know what? If this bitch don't come back, if this bitch don't text me in the next 5 minutes, I'm fucking dipping. Not even 5 minutes later, she hits me up. Turns out her fucking phone had died. Her phone had died, and she was walking. She didn't have a car at the time because her sibling had took her vehicle at somewheres and did some shit. But she had walked from her house to the school, and her phone had died on the way there, and she didn't want to think that she was capping on me, so she had turned back home, to walk back home, and she was already halfway out. She turned back, walked back home, plugged her phone up, charged it a little bit, just to text me and hit me up and say, hey, my phone died or some shit. I'll be there in a little bit. And I was like, damn. But it took her like 15 minutes to walk over there. So I was like, all right, well, that's a bet. And then so I waited again, and she just charged it just enough, so her phone had died again on the way out there. And I texted her to tell her that I was just going to come pick her up. But we couldn't do that. Because she was at her parents' place, and then all her cousins and shit was over there. Yeah. And she didn't want me doing that. And I was like, all right, fair enough. So, bro, I'm still waiting there. I've been there for about an hour already, just waiting. And she gets there, and I'm like, we just chop it up for a good 5-10 minutes. And then we just pull out into the back of the damn school. And then this is there's like a high school, I believe, and then there's like a middle school or some shit. This is at 12 a.m. Maybe, nope, it was 1 a.m. And I had got there at 1, waited there an hour, and it was 2 a.m. And then we was making out and shit, getting to the back seat. And then we're like, she's anticipating it. I'm anticipating it. She was just telling me how she hadn't had nothing in the past like year. She hadn't had nothing. And honestly, I believed her.
Okay.
No. I really actually, usually whenever a girl say that, it's usually a lie.
It's been like 3 months.
Yeah. Like, right. But bro, she was really, like she didn't even want me to touch her pussy because she knew that she was going to come if I touched her. And I went to go touch it a little bit, and she was like, "Oh, okay, no." And bro, I hadn't had none in a while either. I hadn't had none in like I was like on a dry streak. That's hence the reason I was waiting there for a fucking hour.
Yeah.
But I was on a dry streak for a while. But I knew her from the previous time. We ain't never did anything before this, but I talked to her before. So I knew that she wasn't capping on me. So then we get into the back. We were about to get to fuck. She sucked me off for a little bit. And then, as I ain't gonna lie, this is some of the best pussy I ever had. She went to sit on top of me, and we both busted at the same time. We're halfway down. Like she's halfway down on my dick, and she busts. And then she goes all the way down, and then I bust.
God damn.
I bust inside of her.
God damn.
Y'all was horny. And I'm
God damn.
Yes. Bro, I ain't never. She's like coming, and she's like pulsating and shit. I swear to God, this is not even. This is the first stroke. I swear to God on my life, this is the first stroke. We both bust at the same time. But listen, this shit gets better.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah. So then she's all the way down on me, and I'm like, oh no. She's like, what is it? I was like, I just bust inside of you. And she was like, oh my God. I was like, what? You're on birth control, aren't you? She was like, we didn't even have a condom or nothing. I was hitting it raw. Yeah. Hitting it as in just one stroke.
One jump pump.
I hit it once. And bro, she's like, oh no, oh my gosh, I'm not on birth control or anything. And she's like freaking out and shit. I'm like, it's okay, it's all right. We're just gonna go get a plan B. I look at the time, and it's 2 fucking o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, fuck, okay. Well, let me look on the maps real quick, see what's open. It says that nothing's open. And this is 2020. This is the time of COVID, God. Whenever everything shuts down early. Even the places that are open 24 hours like Walmart used to be. Yep. Walmart's closed. Everywhere's closed. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, and I didn't make it noticeable that I was freaking out about it or anything.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna be dirt.
I was like, this shit ain't gonna fucking happen. It's okay. I was like, it's all right. We're just gonna go to the store real quick. We're gonna find some clarity. Yeah, and then
what the fuck?
And at this moment, it's like 2:30 a.m. And then I'm like, all right, so we're gonna go to the store real quick. And then I get into my car. And I'm driving down the road, and I'm like, oh, shit, I need some gas. I didn't realize that I was like, it was literally on E, a little bit past E. And I was like, fuck, I forgot that I needed gas. And I'm about to pull up to the gas station, and my car starts stuttering. My car starts stuttering as soon as I'm pulling into the gas station. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Before I get to the fucking pump, my car cuts off. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, okay, get into the front seat here, get into the driver's side, and I'm put it in neutral, and I'm going to fucking pull it up here and get some gas. So I pushed the car, because luckily we wasn't on a hill or anything. Okay. Luckily it was just a flat spot. So I was able to push the car in neutral to the gas pump. So I did that, and then as soon as I went to go get gas, it wouldn't cut on. Wouldn't take my card or nothing. And I was like, what the fuck? This is some rink-a-dink gas station in the middle of nowhere, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I realized, I looked at the time on the shit, and it said that pumps are off until fucking 7 a.m. So, bro. So I was like, okay. I really didn't know what to do. So I called my buddy to come pick me up and some shit. And he was up. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing up? I was like, can you come get me? He was like, nah, bro. I was like, all right. Well, I appreciate you, bro. Well, he didn't really say nah. He was just like, well, what the fuck are we going to do if I come get you? What are you going to do with your car? I was like, damn. Because at this moment,
did you call me?
I may have.
Because I remember you were saying something.
I called Mason.
Okay.
That's who I called.
That was another time then. It was something.
Yeah, it was probably something. It was probably on some other shit too. Yeah. I've had some crazy shit happen like this.
You called me. It was like 2:30 in the morning. And I was like, you're like, man, can you come pick me up?
Doing wild shit in the middle of the night.
And I was like, what the hell? I gotta get up in the morning.
I swear to God, I think it was that night because I think I called you after I called Mason, or vice versa. I think I called Mason after I called you.
Because I don't know if you were calling me at that time. Something had to be going on. Then I found out what it was.
I was like, well, it's all right, bro.
I mean, when you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So I gotta go to bed.
We had planned to fail. So, bro, we was just chilling out there, and I was like, all right, well, we're just gonna chill out here until the pumps cut on at 7 o'clock a.m. And so we chilled out there, ended up getting some head again. And I was like, fuck, we got to go get this shit. 7 o'clock rolls around. We were just chopping it up from 3 to 7. 7 o'clock rolls around. I get some gas in my car. Then I drive because, like I said, we're out in the middle of nowhere. I drive 30 minutes out to go to a Walmart that I thought that had some, and they had just opened. They just opened this at the time. They had just opened at like 7. And then I was like, all right, cool. We're going to go in here and get this Plan B. Run up in there. They didn't have any fucking Plan Bs. Not a single one of them. I am pissed. And the only place that's open at this and I have work in the morning too. I had to throw that out there too. I have work at like 10 or some shit. And I'm like, okay, well, the next place is across fucking Hickory on the complete other side at a Walgreens. And Hickory is like 30 minutes across from each other.
Yeah.
So I had to drive to the other side of Hickory to the Walgreens. And this bitch lives like an hour and a half away. And I'm like, just getting deeper and deeper into shit. I finally get to Walgreens, finally get to fucking Plan B in the Walgreens, and then we wrap it up. I finally had to take her ass home, and that bitch had left her fucking shoe in my car after we had left. And I threw away the shoe eventually.
That's a trophy at that point. He said, I don't want to relive this shit at all.
She was mid anyway. So I ain't gonna cap.
You said it was the most exquisite that you ever had.
Oh, it was.
For all
I didn't say
you enjoyed it.
I didn't say her pussy was mid. I said she was mid.
Fair enough.
You dig what I'm saying?
Deal.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. It was on 10. But her as a person,
looks wise.
Yeah.
How
Looks. She was on a Kevin Samuels scale. Can't say 6 or you can't say 7. Is that right? 5.
Oh, she was completely average. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Damn. How was the head?
It was really good.
Oh,
that was very good too.
Okay,
she was a throat goat.
Okay, so she made up for it.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Man.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I shouldn't have told that story.
Well, you went on a good little tirade there.
I really did.
That was good. That was
because I haven't really told that story to many people. I really haven't. I really haven't.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard it.
Really?
What
the fuck?
Probably, yeah.
It's gold.
I just remember the connection with the call situation.
Yeah.
It was like 2:33 or something like that in the morning, and it was far away from where I was. I think I was in Hickory at the time. It was during COVID.
Yeah.
But I remember getting a call, and I just remember you being in the car. There was a girl there. I couldn't see her. I just heard her giggling in the background.
Nah, I'd be sick as fuck if she...
She's just giggling in the background. I was like,
Damn.
and I knew what was up. I was like, bro.
Yeah.
You
already knew.
I can't.
You already knew I was going to be a dad then.
No, I was just like, man.
I made sure she swallowed that fucking Plan B too. I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm against Plan Bs now.
Really? Why? Do tell.
Cause I'm against contraceptives of any kind.
Really?
Now I am. Yeah.
What
you can tell a
changed?
difference between now and back then. Like within even like 5 years, not even 5 years. I guess it's 3 years. What
3
the fuck?
years.
Yeah.
COVID was 3 years ago now.
Yeah. What changed?
Yeah.
I just changed my outlook on everything. And then like the pointless sex part too. I don't like that either. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Like just I think just having sex just for fun is it's hedonistic.
Fair.
If you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not getting anything out of it. Neither party is except for a nut and your temporary pleasure.
Yeah.
And I have changed my outlook on having sex in general. I believe that it's just for procreation.
Oh wow, you've taken a lot of steps forward. That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
So is that to say that you also don't masturbate?
Yeah, it's not good for you.
Impressive.
It's not good for you, but
That's some interesting
You know what I'm
character
saying?
growth I was not expecting.
well, I mean, I'm not saying that it's complete. Yeah, exactly. A lot's changed. A lot's changed.
A lot of
Like
the books
whenever-
helped out with that.
Yeah,
stuff.
for real, definitely. And like, especially whenever my mom watches this, I gotta make
I've
up
changed
for her.
my ways, mother.
I've changed my ways.
Redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
I am not a failure.
But for real, that's not I wasn't kidding about that shit. That's actually how I believe now. Yeah.
Respect it.
I do think that I could work on, not having pointless sex. But, I mean, I got a girlfriend now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about it? How do you feel about abortion?
About abortion?
Yeah. And Plan Bs and contraceptives.
So to me, abortion shouldn't be as easily accessible as like Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
7-Eleven. That's ridiculous. It's not there to cover up and help you reverse mistakes that you consciously were okay with making at the time. That's not what it's for. It's for, the people that were rape victims, the people that just were put in positions where they had no control over what was going on.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say that I'm entirely against anybody that just like has a one-off mistake at a young age. You should have known better, but you don't know enough at the time a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like you think you understand something until you actually feel the shit, and then it's like, whoa, this is
real life.
Yeah, like it's right here front and center. This isn't something I just read online or saw in a Twitter post. Like, no, this shit's real. But it's no indictment on people that do it, except for the people that the repeat offenders. Like if a girl gets herself in a situation where alcohol's involved or whatever, and her boyfriend, her and her one night stand, whatever, do whatever they do, and then shit happens. Because shit happens, life happens. And that's like the first one. After that, you have to be on 10. Yeah. Like after that, if there's some people that got 4, 5, 6, 7, it's like, bro.
Yeah, that's insane.
Stop.
That is actually insane.
I would rather you buy a 500 pair of J's than to get you an abortion. Please stop. Please stop. Yeah. That's a car payment on a pretty solid ass car.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
And then you can use their own logic against them basically whenever people like that they'll support the abortions, and then they'll also support birth control as well. And then you're like, okay, so why aren't you using the birth control to begin with?
Exactly.
Why do you have to keep on getting abortions instead of having birth control?
And
I feel like we're really about to strike some people here.
It's a good dialogue.
It is a good dialogue. I think it's something that really should be talked about, because people really don't talk about that shit.
Yeah.
They really, really don't.
Yeah, the thing about birth control is I understand that it alters the hormones of women. And one of the biggest things that's come out of studies more recently is women that are on birth control, when they meet men, they prefer more feminized men. Like
yes.
Have more feminine tendencies.
I've seen that study and shit.
Weaker bone structure as far as jawline and whatnot. And then once they get off birth control, they don't like him anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then
it's
I've
different
seen
for
it.
girls versus guys, because if you put a guy in that situation, even if he doesn't like her as much, he's still going to be there probably, if he's a stand-up guy, off the strength of the fact that he put her in this position. And he feels like it's his obligation and his responsibility. Yeah. Most women don't feel that same way. And throughout the many interviews that were conducted across these studies, they just left, or they openly expressed, hey, I'm not feeling us anymore. Yeah. We're going to have to stop this. And some of them some of them were like married at that point. Some of them got off birth control to have kids with this person. So now you mean to tell me we've been together this whole time. We talked and planned out our life to the point where we plan to have a kid. You get it removed, and then I'm dirt to you.
That's crazy as fuck to think about.
That's very
painting. I've actually seen that shit happen before with my own eyes, for real.
Oh, really?
Where, several different times on several different occasions where a girl that has been on birth control found a guy, and usually most of the time it's more feminine guys, because like you said, whenever they're on birth control, they tend to be more attracted to more feminine guys instead of more masculine guys with more masculine features. So then they get with this feminine guy, and then eventually they get off of birth control, and then they're not attracted to this guy anymore that they originally was attracted to. And then shit don't work out no more. Exactly.
And that's really scary.
And it's real shit too.
And it's like, that's just another reason why, as a guy, you have to hold a more masculine frame at all times, even though a lot of times it won't be the most appreciated in the beginning. The reason why they say, when you reach a certain level in civilization and people don't have genuine problems anymore, they create problems to entertain themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no reason why people should be starving. There's no reason why people should be dying of certain diseases and stuff like that, because we just have the means to treat these things and have the means to provide people with the resources to avoid such negative situations. Well, you can't keep running news stories on good news. because nobody cares about that stuff. That's why news constantly pumps bad news, because that's the stuff everybody tunes into.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
How many people died? It's like, bro, you live in New Hampshire. That doesn't affect you. And people are so afraid to say, I don't care about this particular story. And it's not saying fuck these people, but it's more so a thing of, this doesn't affect me, my circle, or anything going on with me personally. So I do feel bad for these people, but it's something that I cannot personally feel for. Yeah. People need to understand that it's okay to say that. It's not you saying, fuck this person, I'm glad they died. That's not what we're talking about. Or I'm glad they lost their homes. That's not what we're talking about.
Everybody's got their own problems to deal with. It's kind of like hard to keep up
like,
with all that
stuff. It just doesn't affect me in that way, and I need you to respect that. And the people that can't, and they're like, oh, well, don't you feel some sort of way about the children slaves over here?
Yeah.
Well, I personally feel some sort of way because they're the reason why I have some of the stuff that I have access to now. But at the same time, there's other situations where they'll talk about people dying or people starving or a war going on. And it's like, I understand that's a terrible thing, but that doesn't affect me in any realm of my world as it goes on. Like if it's something that involves like, the European Union or like, I don't know, like one of the places that we get somewhere in the Middle East where we get a lot of oil from and oil trade and whatnot, then that's more significant to me because that affects me on a daily.
Directly affects you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that stuff you're going to be more invested in, and people need to understand that it's okay to just be blunt and be honest. Yeah. Everybody's reached a point where we're comfortable. We've become so comfortable with all the great amenities that we have that everybody's just looking for something to get pissed about and something to get them emotionally charged. And I understand, everybody doesn't particularly enjoy a boring life. Yeah. I realize that women feel less comfort in being bored than guys do because I'm not going to lie, sometimes I just sit and stare at a wall.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah, sometimes you ask me like what I'm doing today. Sometimes I'm just at peace.
I fuck with that.
So sometimes like, if I'll be doing laundry or something, I can just sit down and chill and just kind of zone out while I wait for that to do stuff. I don't have to like constantly have to be doing something.
Yeah, bro. There's one of these books. I forgot which one it is, but it says doing nothing at all isn't bad. Yeah. It explains how like doing nothing at all is actually good for you sometimes.
It's almost like meditation in a way. Yeah. I haven't never meditated, but when I'm doing that, it's like it's nice not to have something 24/7 on your mind. You kind of you get to relax a little bit. Yeah,
and I realized like I thought that when people used to say like men can think about nothing but girls can't. I thought it was just like people blowing smoke, because it's one of those things where it's like, you want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt and let me see how my experiences match up to what I'm told before I just sit there and slap this label on people. But throughout my experiences and like conversing with other people, like I'm yet to meet a woman that can just sit and say she thinks about nothing at times. Yeah. Which is wild to me because like a lot of times I'll walk into a room and my dog just staring at something, like not his phone, not nothing. He'll just be sitting here like this, just staring at it. Like, oh, is he hard rebooting? What's going on?
You good, bro?
I'd be like, bro, you good? He'd be like, oh yeah, you ready to go?
Yeah.
It's like, but that's just us. But you'll never see a girl doing that. She's always on her phone. She's always on IG. She's always consuming some sort of media or talking, or like she has to fill the dead air.
Yeah.
Very social.
That's one of the first things that I really noticed whenever I was on acid. The first couple times that I really took acid, as I was noticing that, like, because sometimes I have a tendency of just speaking all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like filling in the gap of silence, if that makes sense. Because it's not that I don't like silence, is that whenever I'm speaking or something, I feel as if other people are more comfortable with there being conversation, if that makes sense. So I had the tendency of like striking up a conversation with people. Like I'm a very extroverted person, so I'll strike up a conversation with somebody, or I'll just talk to somebody even whenever there's nothing to talk about. And I've
noticed that. Yeah. But for me, I'm I'm much more introverted.
Yeah. Like
usually I'll have a conversation with myself about something, or I'm really cool, like good with like just listening. Yeah. I'm not zoned out. I'm present the whole time, but I'm absorbing.
Like that's why like knowledge. Whenever you hear me all the time, like, yo, bro, what's up? Like, what you up to, bro?
Like today you did that. I was sitting on my phone, I was doing something, and you're like, "Yo, what's up?" And I was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Well, what are we gonna talk about?" And then nothing happened afterwards. And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, okay. I was like, "I'm gonna make some coffee." And
It's just like that. And I feel like that's an important thing because like guys can have comfortable silence.
Yeah.
I don't really see too many girl friend groups that have a comfortable silence. Like
Seriously.
if they're in the car, there has to be something going on. There has to be some music playing and somebody singing along.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be talking about something. Like even just like going into the mall or like anything.
Yeah.
Like I have one friend, I'm gonna have him on the pod eventually. The dates just haven't been matching up. And he got into an accident like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Not this January, but last January, I believe. Yeah, last January. My fault. I had to crunch those numbers in my head real quick. And so he didn't have a car. So at one point, I would just start taking him to work. Didn't ask for gas money, none of that, because he wasn't really on the way, but he was like 3 minutes out of the way, which is it's not shit, honestly. Yeah. So I pick him up, we go to work or whatever. Sometimes we talk for the first like 5 minutes when we get in the car. And then just dead silence the next 20 minutes. Like it wasn't an uncomfortable silence. It's just that's my dog. We
like we just chilling.
It's not like an Amber Alert came on or something. Like there's no prompt. It's like it's
and then girls in the car. It's like
just ask a question and then
you just ask one question.
Yeah, like there's so few girls that I've ever sat in a car with to where they. Either if I'm not talking, they have to say something. So sometimes I'll just alleviate the stress of it and just ask them a question and let them talk. And they'll be like, "I'm sorry if I'm talking too much." I'm like, "No, go ahead."
It's all right. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I hear you. No, you're fine. Like I know a lot of people don't always listen, so I like to give everybody an opportunity to just express themselves.
Just actively, just remember that just the conversation you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, or they can say something and you be like, "Oh, really? What? That's interesting. What about this?" And what about that too? That's cool. You brought that up.
Like me in that story just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I don't like telling stories like that because I really think that sometimes they're just like. I feel like that whenever I tell a story sometimes on the podcast, people are like, "God damn, is this guy going to stop fucking talking?" No, that's how I be feeling sometimes.
Good stories are
like whenever I tell a story.
A good story is a good story.
Yeah. Shout out to that story. Shout out to that girl.
You'll remember that for the rest of your life.
I will, and she will too.
She will.
That is crazy.
That's a wild time.
And I really, it sucks because like, it's like contradicting myself because I said that I got her a plan B. And then people are going to play it back eventually, like in the future, whenever I say something about like I'm against plan Bs and shit. Well, and then they'll play it back and they'll be like, "Oh, well, right here you just said that you just gave a girl a plan B here."
Well, I'm like, if it becomes a significant issue, then you can address it then and there in that moment.
Yeah, that's why I tried to address it right then.
Yeah.
People hear what they want to hear. I've
realized
that. That's another thing. Because guys just tend to view things directly from what it is and what it's not, because that's how you're raised to do it. You get more of a direct understanding of whatever's going on. You hear the words coming out of somebody's mouth and you don't attach any emotion or any extra thought to it. You hear what they say, it means exactly what they said. Now the issue with communication with most women is they're better at experiencing emotion. So there's always emotions involved. Well, when you don't experience emotion and you just experience what it is what it is, basically. But you attach that mindset to whatever story you're getting told. And then she has emotions and feelings.
I know what you're talking about.
It's hard for her to feel heard if you don't seem invested in the storyline.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
She's trying to take you on the journey with her.
Like an emotional roller coaster.
Exactly. She doesn't just want you she doesn't want you to sit there and just nod your head. She wants you to feel like invested. She wants that's what she wants.
If you like with active listening too, you can go, "Oh yeah."
Like you can definitely see it whenever like a girl is talking to another girl about something, and
girl, no, he didn't. So you mean to tell me he sat there and went in the store and did that?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have.
And the girl
left.
Usually, the girl will take the side of the other girl.
Exactly.
Always,
They
always,
never,
just to make them feel better.
Exactly. And that
or
can
make
be
them
very
feel
bad
good.
sometimes.
It can be very bad because eventually they'll start telling
Blowing
lies,
smoke up their ass.
and then
Creates a very
behind their
polarized
back,
view.
that's the thing. Behind their back, they'll talk shit.
Oh yeah.
They'll talk shit to another girl about the situation behind their back because they ain't gonna say it to her face. See, us guys are just gonna talk shit to each other, and then like behind their back, we're gonna be like, yeah, that guy's pretty fucking cool. He's a good ass guy. You know what I'm saying?
I be picking with him a lot, but I really fuck with dudes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, like but in front of their face, they're like, yeah, you're a fucking bitch.
You can what's that called? Two-Face? Is that what?
Whenever bitches be two-faced most of the time.
Yeah.
And then whenever
I
a
guess 'cause
dude's a
they're
two-face,
afraid of the confrontation or something.
yeah, and then whenever a dude's a two-face, he's just a bitch.
Because like,
that's.
with
You know what I'm
girls,
saying?
there's just a lower threat of physical altercation. They argue with words because
Exactly.
they're not as physically strong as guys tend to be.
Mm-hmm.
So more often than not, if you say the wrong thing to a guy in front of his face,
we're
coming to blows.
Yeah.
So you know not to say certain things.
Exactly.
You don't say it anywhere. You keep it to yourself. Now, if somebody else feels that sort of way and they bring it up to you, you be like, well, I mean, yeah, he do be smelling sometimes, but that's bro though.
That's
you,
bro.
You always got to add that to that. That's bro though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Girls, they argue with words. It's not really getting to fisticuffs at any point.
Yeah.
But their thing is more so like they don't want to get to that point because they don't have to experience that. If they can avoid that lifestyle, they want to avoid it as much as possible. So they're going to keep it cordial in person, and then whatever they feel they need to say, they're going to tell somebody. You just need to worry about who it is. So they're going to tell somebody behind closed doors, whatever. If it gets out and you hear about it, then the confrontation comes on, and then she has to back up what she said.
Yeah.
Because her friend validated her in the moment, and then it got out. So she can't back down from it, and very rarely do they.
Yeah.
Now, there are some people where they'll be just completely blunt and honest. I felt this way about you. I didn't think you could take the heat. So I kept it cool in front of you, and then I told Jessica. Those people, that's a real honesty, and I can respect
like
that.
accountability.
Exactly. But there's a lot of them where they'll pass the buck as much as they can. And it's like, and the thing is, it's partially their fault as adults because you've lived life long enough to where it's no longer your parents' fault for allowing you to avoid and duck and dodge accountability and your teachers and everybody, your peers. Yeah. It's now your responsibility to grow up as a person and be like, I can't expect him to be able to express himself to me if I don't hold myself accountable for what it is. Babe, tell me if there's anything I need to improve on. And there's been times where you like, the first thing that pops in your head, you can't say. You cannot say it. Or at least you cannot say it the way you think it. Because she's not going to interpret it that way. You could say, if in your head you're like, sometimes I just want you to shut up, right? You can't tell her that way. So you try to say it in the most tasteful way possible.
Yeah.
And you're like, sometimes when I come home after like a long day of work, I just like being able to just sit around. I want you in the room with me, and I just want you to sit there with me. I don't really have much to say. I just want to sit and relax. And
I can't.
She'll be like, well, I like hearing about your day and stuff like that. And it's like, she heard what you said, but she's attaching her emotions to it. And it's like, I want you to hear exactly what I said. I'm trying to say it as tastefully as possible.
Yeah.
I just want to come home and just sit for a minute. Not the entire night, just for like a good hour. Just want to sit and do absolutely nothing. And to her, it's like, why would you want to do absolutely nothing? Why would you just want to sit there? You just got off work. Didn't you miss me? And then it flips into you expressing what your issue is to her wondering, do you have a problem with her?
Oh,
it's like, that's not at all what this is. It's literally what I said, and it gets twisted so very easily. But it's like, babe, no, of course I love you. It's just I have a hard day at work, and I want to be able to give you the best version of myself. You have to really spin the words.
I'm just now to the point where I just tell Sierra just straight the fuck up now. I'm just like, just shut the fuck up. I mean, damn.
Yeah, that is happening.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you gotta
honestly, I really do be doing.
I'm not gonna bring it up, but
yeah, I like honestly, bro. Like if she's just too much.
Yeah.
You just gotta be like, shut the fuck up. I'm serious.
My thing is,
and she knows that it's nothing personal. You said what?
I never yell in a relationship. Like me
Really?
yelling is a very alarming thing because I don't even yell around my friends. Like if we're talking about sports, it's different because and the tone of my yell is different. It's a little bit more high pitched. It's like having fun, hand movements, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But like if I'm talking to my girl and I raise my voice, she considers it yelling.
Yeah.
If I actually, she'll be like, you just yelled at me. And it's like, bro, no, I didn't. I apologize if you felt like that's how it came across because that was not my intention. However, you should hope you never have to hear me yell because that means
a threat. You will die.
That's me letting you know. I have a great deal of emotional control.
Yeah.
So if you ever push me to the point where I feel that you're not hearing me, and I feel like I need to yell for me to get my point across to you, everything about me before doesn't matter, right? So you need to lock in.
You're fucked up.
You need to lock in because when guys yell at each other and it gets to that point, the next thing is hands on hands.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Girls, when they yell back and forth, it's yelling back and forth and fingers pointing and maybe it gets the hair pulling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just yelling back and forth. And then, oh, so you're not going to do that? That's what I thought. Or stay the fuck away from da-da-da. You know, that sort of thing. If I'm yelling, well, I don't yell. I just know. So if I get to that point, best believe it's very, very serious. And if you don't treat it serious, I'll show you serious.
Sometimes I get to the point where I just got to raise my voice to get my point across. I don't consider it yelling. Like I think I gotta go back and like reiterate me telling my girlfriend to shut the fuck up, okay? Before you cancel me once fucking again.
It was in a loving manner. It wasn't
in a loving manner.
It wasn't telling a random bum on the side of the road to shut the hell up because they keep talking in your ear.
Well, I don't think that's as bad as just telling my girlfriend to shut the fuck up.
I think that's worse though. Like you did it in a loving way. It wasn't like a random heckler.
Like I don't
at the mall, like somebody trying to get you to shine your shoes, and you're like, bro, I'm good, bro, I'm good, bro, I'm good, bro. Shut the fuck up, I'm good. I said I'm good, my nigga.
Yeah.
That's not.
Well, you not hear me the first time.
Bro, I said I'm good.
Like it's nothing personal. It's like, I'm just trying to raise my voice a little bit because you don't understand what I'm saying, and the only way for you to understand what I'm saying is if I raise my voice more, so you know that I'm serious.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I get pushed to the point where I clap my hands. I'll be like, please, no, look at me, please stop. Please stop. I'm just trying to have a good day. I haven't seen you in 3 days. I'm just trying to have a good 3 hours with you. We don't get to hang out that often.
Yeah.
Just be quiet and enjoy. Just relax. Just relax.
Yeah.
And if she takes it past that, then I just go mute because it's like,
see, that's what I
take it be serious.
Yeah.
It's like
that's what.
If I yell at you, I'm gonna be the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like well, let's avoid that whole.
See, me, it's like I tell you what the fuck it is. Like something happens. And I tell you what's up, and then I explain it to you. I explain it to you logically for you to understand what the fuck's going on. And then you don't understand it, and then you want to go at it again, and then I have to raise my voice, and then usually that's whenever I get, not how I get it, but if it don't work the first time, that's because then I explain it to her again in a louder way, and then she thinks she understands it a little bit better because then she kind of put the pieces together because she knows I'm more serious, I guess.
Yeah.
And then after that, if that don't work, then I'm just like complete silence.
Yeah.
And then I'm throwing hands. No. I'm just fucking kidding, okay? Oh my fucking God. Y'all take shit too serious.
Sometimes you gotta teach
the fucking audience, bro. The audience, bro. I swear to God. These people just
trying to get your point across.
I'm about to get pissed.
And now on to a message from our sponsors. Manscaped.
That actually would be a good sponsor.
That really would.
Yeah.
Manscaped would be sponsoring a lot of things.
It cuts to the next scene, and then I'm screaming into the camera again. I fucking told your ass.
You just pull out the damn razor. Take it.
Holding up the fucking people behind the camera. Give me your fucking money.
Yeah. There's nothing I can add to that.
Pulling out my gun, holding it to the camera.
We had Malachi here. He had a deck of like AR-15. Had like
fucking Malachi.
He's like, this is a new standard issue Army pistol.
For real, the last guy that we had on the fucking podcast, he was just chilling over there with fucking 3 or 4 guns.
He had like a plate carrier with 17 mags in
Bro
his
bought
car.
his fucking bulletproof vest with him.
He said show and tell.
He had like 10 mags with him.
Yeah,
he was doing a pregame.
He was ready.
Yeah, it was awesome. We were gonna do a photo shoot with a bunch of guns, but he had to go.
He was like, I gotta go. My girl's already mad at me.
He's like, oh my god, I gotta go. He was carrying ARs and guns, running out the door,
running out the fucking door in the middle of town.
And there's a bunch of cops across the road. He's like, oh, they don't care. He's just running out with heavy weapons that are better than the ones they got.
Yep. You know what's crazy about that shit, bro? We can actually get an AR right now and start just walking out in the middle of the fucking.
Oh yeah.
We can just walk out around the damn town. We can walk out around town with a fucking AR in our hand.
Yep.
And the cops legally can't do shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy as fuck. Even if they asked us about it, we didn't have to do. Even if they asked us for paperwork about it, isn't that crazy?
It's just how it is.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
How do you fuck with guns?
I don't got a problem with them.
Really?
It feels better to just put your hands on somebody sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, you ever choke somebody to the point where like you're gasping for air?
Yeah, actually, yeah. And I've definitely been in that position too.
Wait, the person getting choked?
No, both ways. I've choked people and then I've been choked.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was about to say, sexually.
No, we used to have fighting tournaments.
Oh wow!
It's like headlocks. You get put in a headlock.
Oh yeah, you definitely get slipped up in a fucking headlock easily. Yeah. Or sometimes we would just fucking
brawl.
We would just brawl just out of nowhere. Just be like, all right, let's fucking do it.
Hey man, how's your day?
Seriously, I'm actually serious. Back in the wrestling days, we would just do
middle school locker room
grappling.
Oh,
we would do grappling. That's what we would call it. You know what grappling is?
Yeah, hands on. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically jujitsu. Yeah. That shit gets tough sometimes. You slip up into a fucking chokehold. And it sucks. It really sucks, like, whenever you're mad at somebody, too. Like, you're pissed off at this person. Well, no, not even that. Like, you almost kill them. No.
They're turning blue.
I don't like your ass.
I can take your life right
him
now.
thinking y'all playing.
No, bro. Like, the worst thing is, like, the other way around. Like, you're in, like, a fight or some shit. I remember just being in a fight, and then, like, you get hit a couple times, and you're like, all right, motherfucker, I'm about to beat the fuck out of you. And then, like, the madder you get, the worse you get. That's what sucks about fighting. The more mad you are, most of the time, the worse you get.
The sloppier you get.
Yeah, you get way more sloppier because you stop thinking about technique or anything.
It just becomes rage.
Yeah, it just becomes rage, and then usually they get the upper hand because...
And then it's like a downward spiral.
Exactly.
It just makes it worse.
It really, really... Like in chess, especially in chess. Chess is good with that, especially with whenever it comes to, like, patience and shit.
Gotta be.
Yeah, whenever you're, like, losing or down some, you just have to be really, really patient.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you can turn it around. Depends.
Yeah. It might be a terrible game.
Depends if you get
your... At the end of the day, you can't just throw. You got to make the next best move.
Yeah.
That just applies to life, because no matter how shitty life gets, you always have to be willing to make the next best move. You can't just throw in the towel right now.
We're about to give them a fucking lecture.
Too many things happen in life.
Yeah.
David Goggins type speech.
Yeah. Shout out David fucking Goggins. We fuck with you, David Goggins. We fuck with the Anti-Hero podcast. Wraith Hoops, everybody. Wow. That's the crowd.
Life do be lifing. Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah.
So, one of the questions for the pod that's dropping this Friday was...
Okay.
It's been making its rounds across IG and everything, but would you rather your wife, right? Would you rather your wife have been fucked by 1,000 men, right?
Okay.
Or just 10 of your best friends, 10 of your closest friends? What's your answer and why? I'll add some extra parameters. Let's assume that she's only fucked each of the 1,000 guys one time, and if they lasted 5 minutes apiece. They lasted 5 minutes each time.
Okay, what about the friends? Same thing?
Yeah, same thing.
Once, 5 minutes each time.
Yeah.
Can I break up with her?
Nope. This is it. It's forever.
Well, first of all, I would like to state that if I had that knowledge of that happening, she wouldn't be my girlfriend to begin with. First. Oh, fuck. Excuse the fuck out of me. Sorry. I'm fucking sorry for being improper during a goddamn podcast. I mean, motherfuck.
It happens.
Anyways, first of all, I wouldn't be with her. So this is definitely 100% a hypothetical situation.
Seems like a bad deal all the way around.
Second of all, I just can't be with a homie hopper. First of all. Second of all, I can't be with a whore.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how I can answer that.
It's the lesser of two evils. You
Okay,
gotta pick
yeah,
one.
it's the lesser of two evils. I would
There's no
have to
cop-out.
choose 1,000 dudes
Yep.
or 10 of my closest friends. I would have to go with 10 of my closest friends after I have already, said what I just said. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to clarify that to begin with, that I ain't gonna be with no bitch that is gonna be like that.
You never know.
No.
How bad do you think she would have to be for you to even consider it? Not for you to say yes,
It
but for
ain't
you
even
to
a
pause.
thing about.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It's more
Yeah, it
about
don't matter.
morals and values.
I don't care if she
That's
was a
also-
10.
Yeah.
If she was a 10 and wanted to
would
fuck
bu-
with me,
She would just be a friends with benefits situation.
I don't care if you're a 10. If you're a whore, can you even say that on YouTube?
You can't build a life
Can you
with a
say
whore.
whore on YouTube?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Will I die if I eat this? Oh, shit, I don't know. Well, I'm about to find out.
Guess we'll find out. I think you can. I've definitely heard multiple people on YouTube say whore before.
Yeah. It's just
I
like
bet
a
so.
more. You just don't really hear it as much. You just hear hoe. A
Yeah,
lot more.
I think that's a good word to use.
Whore.
Yeah, I don't think
just-
girls
I'm
get
pretty sure
called
it's-
whore enough.
I feel like it's more harsh than just hoe.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's all girls
yeah,
though.
Hoe's been a desensitized
See,
word because everybody just uses it. So
People are gonna clip
the
that
way they'll
last
take
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Like girls will call each other hoes. And it's like,
Yeah. See, now it's
a term of
nowadays.
endearment, bitch.
See,
Yeah.
see, and then now they're gonna clip what I just fucking said about girls being whores. Not all girls are whores. Let me go back on that.
All whores are girls.
Oh.
What's up? Nah,
What's
that's
up
not
with it?
factually accurate.
What you gotta say? What you gonna do?
I can't say no.
Oh yeah.
Get back in the kitchen and wash the dishes.
God
We're
damn it.
circling the drain at this point.
Yep. Anything you gotta say about that? Oh wait, you fucking can't,
You're just an asshole, ain't you?
motherfucker. Yeah, motherfucker. Give me all your goddamn money.
Just pulls out a knife from the
I'm about to rob these fucking people. Rob them of their dignity. Steal their pride.
Their self-worth.
Oh yeah, I had to go back on that. Okay. Not all girls are whores. Okay? First and foremost. Second of all, if you're a whore, you need to take accountability. And you need to chill with the abortions. Don't fuck anybody you wouldn't have a baby with.
Facts. That's a big one. That's a big one.
You dig what I'm saying?
Like if you wouldn't want your kid to come out with anything of them, that's not the move.
Exactly.
Because accidents happen at the end of the day, and you never know.
That's
Be
what made
careful.
me change. Kevin Samuels is a big factor of me changing my mind about all that shit. For real.
Fair.
For real. Don't have a baby out of marriage.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to disagree with me on all that shit or a lot of this shit. And
Simple fact of the matter is, single mothers don't get the job done, statistically speaking.
They
right?
don't.
Not everybody.
They don't.
Not everybody, because the ones that can get away with it, and I say get away with it because ideally you have a 2-parent household. That is the centerpiece. That is
That's like
the medium,
optimal.
that is the medium ground. That's
Yep.
where you want to be.
yep.
Right? If you have just a mom because whatever means, the man died, fell out on drugs, I don't know, just something crazy, something out of her control. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt and say she had no way of knowing he was going to end up being this sort of person, or he just wasn't going to be in the picture. Right? The optimal conditions at that point with just a mother in the picture is to have a group of male models, whether it be she has brothers, if her dad is still alive and still kicking, or uncles or coaches. Coaches also help a lot from an early age. Just having a positive male role model and role models around your child, especially when you have a boy, because the boys, for guys, it's a monkey see, monkey do thing, right? All babies obviously is they'll see the adult do something and they'll try and do whatever the adult does.
Yeah.
But if you're a boy and you know you look like the guy and you don't look like mommy, you're gonna look at what he does and you're gonna mimic what he does.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're a girl,
he's more of a role
do
model.
what everybody does, but you're gonna do what mommy does.
Exactly.
So if mommy speaks a certain way, she dresses a certain way, she wears her hair a certain way, she walks a certain way, she talks a certain way, she's gonna follow that pathway.
Yeah.
If you have a male role model in your life as a girl, it's going to make you more aware of certain things and you're gonna hold yourself to a higher expectation just off the strength of the fact that he puts you on game and lets you know certain things, tells you what to look out for, or he also holds you to that standard, or you see him interact differently with people that act one way and women that act another way, because that's also a big factor, because kids always want to be accepted. And so they reach a point where I want to say it's around puberty time, so probably around 12-ish.
But Cole, what if the kids are non-binary?
Not such a thing.
Non-such thing.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the path that we're taking right now is very detrimental to a lot of people, because you would think that with all the rights and like the curvature of everything that we've done in the rule book for transgender people specifically, you would think that they would make up a significant percentage of the population. They make up less than 0.5% of the population. There's 346 million people, I want to say, roughly.
Like something like that.
Yeah,
in the United States.
Yeah, in the United States alone. And we are the pioneers of the transgender movement. And it's like they make up such a minuscule part of the population, but we're throwing it on front page TV.
And it's growing now, though. That's the crazy thing, too.
Because
people want to be accepted.
Exactly. And everybody wants to feel a part of something. So if you're somebody experiencing a feeling of dysmorphia and you feel like you're not yourself, everybody experiences that in life. But if somebody that is transgender tells the right story at the right time to the right susceptible mind of a person at their lowest point, they're going to say, I feel that. I feel that. Maybe that applies to me. And they're going to go down that rabbit hole.
Definitely.
And if they don't have something stable to show of somebody that was in a similar position to them and righted their ways and stayed the course and they ended up in a healthy position, they're going to go that tunnel route, because on TV, they look happy. They look excited. They look happy to be in their parades and everything. But when you see the private interviews, people are so sad and just, they're still hurting, but now they look different.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not, you haven't healed yourself. You have been traumatized, whether it be through a childhood experience or something that affected you later on in life, or just things that you've had as learned behaviors.
Yeah.
So now you're experiencing a time where a lot of people feel disconnected and just want to feel a part of something. And when they reach that level, it just becomes very difficult, because now, instead of society saying, it's okay to talk to therapists and stuff. Me personally, I'm not a therapist guy.
Me either.
If I have a problem and I'm going to look for somebody that has experienced that problem and has made it out of has seen the light at the end of the tunnel and made it there. Because I need, at the very least, even if their situation doesn't perfectly mirror mine, I know that they have something I can use. It might be the most minuscule thing, but they have something that I can use. That's number one. Number two is, for them, they try to find something, and front page media now is just the rainbow. It's the rainbow. It's everybody doing parades. It's like everybody loves a good parade.
Somewhere
I love the 4th of July, fireworks popping off. The band playing. You see your high school teams or whatever out there on their boats or whatever the case may be. It's fun. It's enjoyable. But when you slap that on top of another thing, and those people aren't happy themselves for the most part, it puts on the front of we're okay, we're doing great, this is awesome, you should join. It's like a team trying to convince a star player to join their team in free agency when they're a dumpster fire of an organization. It's like, man, we're gonna throw you $500 million, we got a great contract, we got great medical staff, this, that, and the third. It's like, it sound good. And if nobody else presents that sort of offer, you're going to go for it, because they seem to be the people that are really trying to get you.
Fine print, and then you got like 99.5% tax.
You sign your name on the line, and then you go over there, and you're already in it now. You can't just jump back, because you made the grand production. The media crew said he signed with so-and-so. He does this now, because you had your coming out party, or you had this is who I am now. I feel at peace. And then a couple months down the line, things start getting shaky again. But now you already signed up. You already signed up to be on this team. You're already on the roster. You can't just quit now. You got to keep going.
This was supposed to make you happy, bro.
Exactly. And the people that are around you, you're like, you're not happy yet? Why not? You still feel alone? You should do this. Come do this with me. Come do this. And it's like, bro, this isn't helping the problem.
It's not just masking it.
The whole problem might have been you had an interaction with a person when you were 6 years old, and it might have been a relative. A lot of abuse that people experience as children comes from relatives.
Oh, shit.
And we're seeing it now where, like, a lot of people our age are feeling more comfortable to go on social media and, like, let people know. They're not going to call out their uncle or their auntie or whoever it was, but they'll be like, when I was a kid, one of my family members abused me in such and such a way, or they made me feel such and such a way, or they always did such and such with me or to me, or they exposed me to such and such. And before, it was always a taboo thing because it's like, you don't want to bring shame to your family. You don't want to air your family out like that because, you know, blood's thicker than water. You don't want to do that. Now, the thing is, no. Because there has to be a limit at some point. Like, yes, you should care about your family members. You know that you're related. You share the same blood. You are from the same lineage. Cool, but there has to be a point where you should not want to be associated with this. And if your child comes to you and expresses, "Hey, such and such happened," your first thing can't be, "Well, why did you let it happen?" The first thing is, "Thank you for coming to me and letting me know. Tell me more about it." They tell you everything about it, and you need to do something. Because if you don't do something as a parent, your child will, for one, lose respect for you. And for two, they're going to close themselves off and feel even more alone. Because they came to you, the one person that they felt should have been able to put them in a healthier space to save them in a way.
Yeah, and see,
you are the invincible person in their childhood, and when you can't do it, it creates another problem.
And the thing is, with a lot of the times with this new LGBTQ cult, which that's what I call it. I call it a fucking cult because that's what it is. This ain't talking about the old traditional gays, because I fuck with some old traditional gays, okay, where they're just gay. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was just
even though I have to clarify, I do not agree with it. Okay, even though I don't agree with it, that does not mean I'm condemning what you do and how you do whatever the fuck you do.
It's just not for me.
It's just not for me, and I don't agree with it personally in my beliefs. But that doesn't mean that I don't fuck with you as a person.
Yeah.
Okay? I base people off of their character. Okay, not what they do behind closed doors or anything, and that can add to their character and shit. But anyways,
your sexual orientation, by the way, should not be you. There's too many of them.
Exactly.
Their whole thing is, I'm pansexual. It's like, bro, what is your fucking name?
Yeah.
I don't know what your name is.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about your pronouns.
I identify as an Apache attack helicopter.
I fuck with that, and I will call you whatever you want me to call you.
It's like, first of all, I don't even know you. Why are you trying to force this on me? Tell me, first of all, what's your
day? Yeah. But then you talk
nice
about it.
We're having. God.
Yeah. Usually, whenever you talk to people that like that, and they're oriented in pronouns and shit, most of the time they won't even start the conversation with "What's your pronouns?" So then they contradict their own logic whenever they start having a conversation with you, and you assume their pronouns, and then they didn't even
like,
just a way to make themselves
like, well, you didn't
special.
ask for my pronouns, and you know, you didn't tell me your pronouns at the beginning of this conversation. So why the fuck are you so?
I did. Congratulations.
Yes, I did. But what I was saying is that most of the time, the people in this cult that I would like to call it. Usually cults feed off of the people that are more vulnerable. And most of the times, the kids that are more vulnerable are the ones who have been abused in the past.
Exactly.
Or have been the ones that do not have two parents in the household, a mother and a father in the household.
Yeah. And numbers suggest that the majority of, obviously it's a small segment of the population, but the majority of it comes from people that experience some sort of abuse previous to, I want to say 14 years old, but previous to being 14 years old. And that's a very important thing that nobody talks about. And everybody just sweeps it under the rug and says, this is going to make them happy. Let's do it. And it's like, bro, it's not.
Yeah.
It's clearly not working because the people that are already there aren't happy. But we're going to keep acting. We're going to keep tunneling people down this road and saying, it's acceptable. We should do this. And it's like, at some point, the pendulum's swinging hard this way. It has to come back. It always does. And it's going to right itself eventually. But it's like, people can't sit there and pander. I hate that more than anything. I would rather you look at me and say, I fucking hate black people, than for you to sit there and lie to my face and be like, black people, you guys are so awesome. Like, you're so athletic.
Yeah.
You
like
guys can do
sucking up
anything.
to you or
It's
something.
like,
Yeah.
bro,
Shit.
just say what it is, bro. If you don't like black people, that's cool.
Yeah.
We can make jokes all day, bro. Like, fuck you, but we can make jokes all day. You know what I'm saying? But when people pander and you can see when they're saying stuff that they don't agree with what they're saying.
The virtue signaling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they just don't want to get ostracized socially.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously being a human being, we're social organisms. We
Yeah.
like talking, we like communicating, we like being heard, we like being felt understood.
Big
So,
corporations are bad for doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Huge corporations nowadays are terrible for
That's what
virtue
marketing is.
signaling.
Yeah.
With the Dylan Mulvaney thing, I think that's the biggest part of, like, with Bud Light, while people was really going against it and was really boycotting it, Bud Light and Target at the same time. Not as much Target now, but it's to make an example out of them, basically, because that was really virtue signaling. They're using that person for money. They're using that person for money.
And it's like they'll keep tunneling on as many people as they can to try and swell the numbers. Now the numbers they've grown, but they're not a significant slice of the pie yet.
Yeah.
Which is a positive thing. And to me, I view it as mental illness. I don't view being gay as mental illness. I believe that's some experience in your life led to that. The biggest thing that
So you don't think people are born gay?
No. And the main reason behind that is gay people will say they were born gay. And it's like, okay, let's entertain it for a second. Well, if you were born gay, there has to be a gay gene. There has to be one. Gay gene. It sounds wild to say, but there has to be one, right? Because there has to be a baseline for humanity. The baseline is the thing that allows you to reproduce. Bacteria reproduce, swans reproduce. Every organism the main purpose is to reproduce and continue.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So we assume that being straight is the most logical pathway, and that's the thing that we've just flown across the entire time. You see most sexual deviations occur once civilizations reach their peaks. Like back in ancient Rome, you saw a lot more sexual deviations and a lot more like homosexual like literature coming out because they were at a point in time when they felt comfortable. They weren't obviously living like we're living now, but to them that was their Renaissance era. That was their perfect time. That was the time to be alive. So that's when you saw those sort of things. When people are very primal and everything's based on survival, you don't see those deviations.
Exactly.
Because you want to keep going.
And that's like, whenever they said that like the Roman Empire, that's what they said. Well, I believe that I've heard this several times was the peak of their civilization. And then whenever they started to collapse is whenever they all started to question their gender. It's because some people call it a luxury belief, if you would.
Yes, it is.
It's a luxury belief. So whenever you have everything that you possibly need or want, and then you start questioning other things that you don't really need to question, like, am I really a man or am I really a woman or whatever?
Human beings, we just naturally, we want more. We want more. Especially guys, like you'll constantly want something further on than what you already have. It's the curiosity in us. We just want to know more. We want to understand more. So seeing people that have no desire to learn anything and they're just like dead fish in the water, it's kind of disheartening. And I try to avoid being in most social situations with people like that because they're not they have no desire to progress. I find that to be slightly
It's like they're living with one foot in the grave.
Exactly. You're not truly living. Now, I'm not saying you need to be skydiving, doing everything, studying the stars. I need to get into astrology. I also need to study those. I'm not saying all that. But there should be some passion that you can tunnel into and enjoy the fruits of being somebody that spends your time in it. That's the whole point of the human experience.
Well, going back to what we was just talking about people being born gay, I am under the impression that after reading a few books that like about biology, I'm under the impression that some people actually are born gay, if you would, because whenever every person, whenever they're first in the womb and they're getting turned into a human, if you would, every mammal starts out as a female.
Yeah.
Yep. And then if it's going to be a male, which is, I would say that it's appointed by God to determine what you're going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if you're going to be a male, you're pumped with testosterone.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to be a female, you're pumped with estrogen.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I make the argument that a lot of gay people are born
with just lower
levels of testosterone, and so it makes them more feminine, and then it also makes them attracted to the same sex. That's how I understood that. And
that's very interesting.
But from that being said, that's from a science perspective, and that's
now
I can believe that a portion of gay people are like that. And then I also believe that environment also has to do with it too, because you have two factors whenever you're talking about how a person is in their current form, and that's how they're raised, the environment, and how they're born, like genetic wise. So there's I forgot what the fuck they call that shit. There is just environment. There's another term for it, but environment, and then there's genetics. So from that perspective, it's not completely a DNA thing that gets caught up. It's more of a hormonal thing.
Yeah.
And so I do believe that there is a certain percentage of gay people that are born gay, where they are attracted to males. And then there is environmental factors that play into it as they're growing up that could push it more, instead of just being like a feminine male.
Yeah.
And then at the same time too, there are other people that are gay that have just been through the environmental things, and they just eventually turn out like that.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, then that goes for the question of, should they act upon it?
Yeah.
That's another question too, because I've been thinking about this, because I studied the Bible. You said that you grew up Islamic, right? But I grew up through Christianity, and in Christianity, I mean, they're similar.
Yes,
they're similar in a
They're
lot of. I believe that the Quran and the Bible are more similar than they are, immoral wise.
It's what the Torah.
Yeah, it's the Torah.
Yeah, so all three of us are roughly
Exactly.
symmetrical. We just have certain deviation points. That's all.
Exactly. But like, I'm speaking like on a moral basis, it's basically the same exact thing for the most part. It just, there's the deviations whenever it comes to like the belief of a God and what to believe in.
Who it is, who the prophets are, that sort of thing.
Yeah. But other than that,
the general principles remain.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is that it does say in the Bible, it says that no man shall lie with another man as a woman, as they do a woman. And from that perspective, my belief comes from that. And I've thought about that, because if you hear other people talking about that shit and they're like, well, if a gay person is born gay, what do they do then if it's a sin to lie with another man? I want you to answer that question first before I give my answer, because I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about that recently, because it's a big question, especially now whenever we get down the rabbit hole of, should gay marriage be legal?
Yeah.
Because it's just recently, just within the past, I'd say 10 years. 15 years that it's been legalized. And if you think about it from how old the United States is, or just any country in general,
very small point.
Like, I mean, just civilizations, just in general. Like, what other civilizations besides this one has made gay marriage legal?
Yeah, like it just wasn't a thing. That's interesting. I never. Ironically, me loving science as much as I do, I never thought about the being born gay thing and looking at it from a hormonal imbalance part. That's a very interesting and important thing. I'm going to have to end up tunneling into. Now, my question with it would end up being probably, it would make sense that if there was a reason for the child being hormonally imbalanced and being born that way, then you could have more feminine guys and more, tomboyish girls, which would make sense.
Yeah.
And from that, it would be a question of, does the imbalance remain that way as they grow up, or are there certain things that can affect their hormones to maybe right the scales in that sense? But that does make sense to me, and it logically, obviously, is constructively sound. Really, gay people specifically, like that group, I probably, out of the entire like LGBTQ community, I have the least amount of issues with. Well, obviously like lesbians too, because to me they're roughly synonymous with one another.
Yeah.
But it's a thing of, they are the least deviant within reason. Like, they have a reason for why they are the way they are, and it logically can make sense to me when they explain it to me. And they usually have pretty sound arguments for just them just wanting to exist. And I think that's the reason why the LGBTQ has made it so far, because you sandwich some not so bad things with some things that are really good.
Yeah.
So like, gays, don't really have a problem with them. I don't really love the flamboyancy of certain people, but like, if being gay is your personality trait, I wouldn't like it. Just like if somebody's personality trait was being straight, I wouldn't like that either, because I'm not big on PDA out in public. Like, I don't particularly love seeing anything. If it's not me doing something, I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
Shrug my shoulders and keep moving, keep to each their own. Now, for them, it's more so a thing of how out and about it is. Like, if it's just a you behind things and I just happen to know you're gay, we can still hang out and everything. Now, if you're like a really touchy-feely kind of person, then that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Now, if I know it's a masculine bro kind of guy that is a football player, now some football players do be like that, but so like one of those where like, that's the bro, and he just always like the one that laughs, and he's always shoving and touching on you and everything like that. I have no issue with that.
Definitely been in
Because
sports where like the coach will just slap you on the ass.
Exactly.
Good
It's like,
game.
I know who you are.
There's
and
like
I
a
can respect
difference
that.
between like that and then like slapping you on the ass
more
and damn,
sensual
nice
one.
ass.
Yeah. Two completely different
Yeah.
things, you know what I'm saying?
Two completely different things for sure.
So, your original question was regarding how I think they should interact, like going forward, if they were born in that situation.
I'm saying, okay, let me reword the question, I guess. Say if that chicken over there is gay that's sitting in the damn chair, let's just say, and it's an actual person.
Yeah.
Say that chicken right there is gay and it wants to abide by a certain religion, right? And most religions
Don't have room for the chicken to be gay.
don't have room for the chicken to be gay.
What should the chicken do?
Exactly. What should the chicken do?
Okay.
So it's been
It's a very
brought up.
interesting one.
It's been brought up, and the only reason that it's not wanting to be religious and that it's against religion is because it's against their sexuality. So then now, that's the problem too with a lot of the LGBTQ community, is that they're atheists.
Yeah.
They're all atheists.
Because nothing suits them, yeah.
Exactly. And then whenever they choose to go with a religion of some sort to explain how life is, then they don't abide by everything in it. They usually just pick and choose whatever
suits them.
whatever suits them in
Like
that
cherry
moment.
picking,
Cherry
kinda?
picking.
Yep.
Exactly.
I like what I like. I don't like what I don't like, and I'm going to ignore it.
Exactly. And then I don't think that you can be completely call yourself a part of that religion if you don't abide by it.
Yeah. In the religious vein of things, I believe that God, obviously being all-knowing and omnipotent and having created the possibility for all, I don't think that a lot of people feel like there's like a specific path that you follow, and I respect that. But for me personally, if God has created everything, he's created an infinite amount of options for you to take. What option you take is up to you. He gives you the power of choice as a human being, right? So what you do, obviously, the opportunity has been created by him.
Yeah.
But what you choose to do is not God's decision. So if I go out and commit a murder, God did not make me commit that murder.
Exactly.
He gave me the opportunity.
He gave you free will.
Exactly. The will and the ability to choose that option for myself.
Yep.
The pathway was there. I just chose to take it.
Because he created the free will for you to believe in him
Exactly.
as well.
And I believe that God is, a lot of people disagree, but it's a thing of, I feel like to a certain extent, God is bored. Because if you are all-knowing and omnipotent, then certainly, even though you are independent of time and you create time and space and whatnot, certainly you must want some sort of entertainment. Now, obviously, this is from a human mind. So I am not independent of time. I will eventually die, right? The clock is ticking.
Yeah.
But I would assume that if you are all-knowing and everything is through you and of you, and you are the only being, you would want some form of entertainment to pass your existence. Honestly.
So you're saying that his form of entertainment is gays?
Well, no, his form of entertainment is just life itself. And so some people end up taking that pathway, and some people end up coming out a certain way as a result of their parents' choices and the wills that they were given by him. And so he's just watching the world burn or grow, whatever the case may be. And he is independent of it, but he's understanding of everything. So people will be like, why did God let this happen? Well, God has allowed for great possibilities and also great downfalls of people. And you cannot call him, you can accept the good with the bad. Everybody wants to say, well, Satan made me do this. Well, no, God allowed for the opportunity for this to occur. So that is why the opportunity was there. Now for, Mr. Gay Chicken, God knows what is conflicting him in his mind.
Yeah.
And under that understanding, if he is all forgiving and all understanding, then he would understand that the chicken would have strong urges. Now, whether or not the chicken decides to, go down that road and get with another chicken that likes to cluck that way is entirely up to him. Now, would God hate him for it? Of course not. Would he agree with it? Probably not. Now, with that being said, I do not believe, obviously the text geared towards you're going to go to hell if you do it, right?
It does.
And that's the most conflicting thing.
It does in the Bible too.
Yeah. If I'm Mr. Chicken, that's a very conflicting thing, because it's like, if you're all forgiving and you made me this way, will you still send me to hell if I partake because I am weakened in mind? Like if I'm not completely of sound mind and capable of following your book to a T and following your word, does this condemn me to hell no matter what happens simply because I was born in this manner? And I would like to think not. I believe my general rule of thumb, I love this quote. I can't remember what philosopher it was that said it, but he said, the true language of the gods is silence. All else is cheap imitation. Meaning that when people say they spoke to God or God spoke to them, if there was somebody else in the room with them, nobody else heard it. It was in you, in your mind. So it was silent. To the rest of us, it was all quiet. There was nothing to be heard. There was nothing to be said. So you're telling us what he told you through your mind. And maybe he did say it. Maybe it was you hallucinating. Who's to say? But at the end of the day, it was silence. So when people write down their text and amendments to it or whatever adjustments they make, it's like, yes, but this is through the model that he chose to do it through. But it's still not as pure as the original thing. So I take everything with a grain of salt, and I have to apply human logic to it because I'm human. Back in the day, they didn't have cell phones. They didn't have moving cars, right? I wanted to, at one point, look at the most bizarre sins that were in the Bible. And one of them is that thou shalt not wear clothes of two fabrics, woven of two fabrics. And that's wild to think, because like everybody's rocking a hoodie that's got 60% cotton, 40% polyester. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, does that condemn us to hell? I mean, I wear it every day, but it's like, it's kind of hard to find stylish clothes that are 100% cotton, 100% polyester. 100% polyester is not always the most, comfortable to wear.
Breathable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
that depends on where you look at it too, because I think that was in like the Old Testament. And a lot of the things in the Old Testament was kind of more chaotic, if you would.
Oh yeah.
And it was more until after Christ. It depends on what part of the Bible you swing towards, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And different people lean different ways, view things different ways. People read books different. People will read the same paragraph and get two entirely different things out of it. And that's the beauty of human perspective, but at the same time, it also creates a bunch of confusion and disarray at times.
Definitely.
If people feel strongly enough about it. But to Mr. Chicken, I would end up saying, if you believe that the Bible is the correct text, and you believe that those words are 100% from the mouth of God, then you should try and stay your path as strong as possible until your mind is just completely.
We're talking to it.
Look at this blank expression.
Until your mind is completely exhausted and there's nothing left in you. Because at that point, God being all-knowing would know that you gave it everything that you had and there was nothing left to give. And him, being the forgiving God that he is, would be understanding of your downfalls. Him also being the person that ultimately led to your creation. But the most important thing is to give it everything you have, because I'm a firm believer in if you didn't do everything possible to make something happen, you have absolutely no right to complain. What happens to you when things go awry? You have no right to complain, no matter what the context is. If you wanted to make $100,000 a year, but you didn't put in the work to earn $100,000 a year, you have no right to complain about not making $100,000. Bitch, you didn't put in the work.
Yeah.
It's that cut and dry. Now, obviously, like people being in the hospital and being sick, that's kind of different because like your hands are more so in the your life is more so in the hands of a doctor or a nurse or whatever the case may be. So in that aspect, did you put yourself in the best position if you still ended up here? Now, some people end up with cancers that were unrelated to their lifestyle. Maybe you just happen to be in an area and there was a radiation leak and now you have radiation poisoning. Well, if you didn't know that you were in an area with a radiation leak, you wouldn't know until you have radiation poisoning, or until it becomes a news story. And if it gets kept under wraps, it's like, am I being punished for something that I did? And well, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But you can only hold but so much in mind in those sorts of situations, because at that point, it is what it is. And you just have to, you got to roll with the punches and be willing to. Mm-hmm. So
I think I see what you're saying. I think you gave the
very around the world answer.
No. You gave the answer that I would have gave. Yeah, because I've actually thought about this for a while, like here recently, especially because of all the shit that's been going on now, just with the progressiveness of the LGBTW, the
alphabet people.
The alphabet people. Yeah, the alphabet people. And I just think that it's a really big question too, especially because it conflicts with religion. And so you're basically saying, from a religious standpoint, if you have those urges, you're basically saying that they basically that thought process of your sexuality coincides with another thought process of straight sexuality, if you would. So if you have urges, say if you are with if you are married and then you have urges to go outside of your relationship, then that would be sinful. Correct? So I think that would be like the same concept, because you have a sexual urge, but you have the choice to act upon it if you choose to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're saying too, is just because you have the urge to do so does not mean that you should do so.
Correct. Same thing with eating.
And it goes against just basic human biology.
Like having discipline for yourself.
Having discipline for yourself, even if you have the sexual urges. Yeah. Like if you are in a relationship and you have the sexual urges to go outside of your relationship, you still have the responsibility. You still have to take the responsibility of yourself. Who the fuck is that?
Who you think it is?
It's fucking. Come on in.
Come on in.
Oh,
bro, you good? You good, bro?
This is fucking Lyndon. Please, God, do not say the word. This is I was about to say his real name.
You talking about?
No,
hard
please don't. Yeah, hard R. Go get a mic, bro.
Where's that?
It's in here. You'll never guess what we're talking about. We're talking about gays. No, it's over here. He's in a bag. Yeah, it's in there. There you go. Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got another headset right here.
How'd you know I was going to be late?
Late? I didn't know what time it was.
We've just been rolling.
Going.
8:30?
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Damn, almost 2.5 hours.
Shit. There you go, bro.
Shit been rolling.
What we got going on? 2 hours and 13 minutes. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean it was like this last time too.
Yes, sir.
How long did the last one end up being?
I don't remember. 2 hours and 30 minutes, I think.
Something like that.
Something about right.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah, so what was y'all talking about? Gays. About the gays.
We was talking about, okay, so you know how in the Bible it says that it's a sin.
Huh?
It says that it's a sin.
You've been reading the Bible.
I have been reading the Bible. I got it right there.
I know what chapter you on.
What am I on?
What chapter?
You said that you knew.
I said, what chapter are you on?
Oh, I thought you said you knew what chapter I was on.
But anyway, go ahead.
I'm on the there's books and there's chapters within the books, but I'm on the second book, Exodus. It's long as fuck. But
All right, go ahead.
anyways, we was talking about how. So do you know how a person says that they're born being gay? People say that they're born. What do you think about that? You think people were born gay?
What do you think?
Well, I was just explaining to him. He was just telling me that there are environmental factors that can cause a person to be gay early on in their life.
Yeah.
And
But you
then-
weren't like, you don't come out the womb zesty.
It was an interesting thing because my thing was, if we're gonna talk about people being born gay, you have to also open up the gene for a lot of other things like pedophiles. There's a lot of pedophiles that'll say they were born pedophiles, and it's like,
Yeah,
we want to open that book.
What?
I can't go
Hell
with that.
no.
But the interesting thing that I'll give him that he did bring up was, what if it was a hormone imbalance? Because all organisms, like
That's
when,
what it
when
is.
you're being created, we all start out female technically.
Yeah.
It's an influx of
In the
estrogen
womb we do.
because-
I get,
'cause it's in
yeah.
women.
I mean, even females
Now-
got penises.
But
just
you're-
like,
huh?
they're clits.
But you're pumped
Well,
with
underdeveloped,
you're
but
pumped
yeah,
with
I see where he's going. I see where he's going.
Yeah.
Just like for us, we got our what's it called? Prostate. The prostate gland is
Oh, yeah.
technically an underdeveloped
But-
Our head
yeah.
is the clitoris to a woman. Kind of.
essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but anyways, so if you're going to be a dude, you're going to be pushed up with testosterone, with a lot of testosterone whenever you're a baby or whenever you're in the womb. If you're a girl, then you're going to be pumped up with a bunch of estrogen.
To like avoid it.
Okay, so
No, just naturally.
You're making it a little misleading to him. Okay, so basically, we all start out with the influx of estrogen because we're inside of our moms.
Right.
As the development process goes on, if you do end up being a boy, it just means that more testosterone was released into the bloodstream of the baby as it was developing. Now, his point was, what if not as much testosterone was pushed in there, but there was enough to make you a boy still?
That's how a certain percent
So you
of
technically
like
start
gay
out with
people
more
are.
estrogen
Like the more feminine
testosterone.
ones.
Didn't they have like a different brain
I got a
chemistry
cousin,
too?
Like, dead ass. I had a cousin my whole entire life. He just kind of like, he was strange. My dad used to beat the shit out of him for acting gay. And he had no, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I have no idea, bro. I can see that. Damn.
Yeah, bro, for
That
real.
was-
It's
that
a
was the
real
first-
thing.
Stop
that
being
was the
gay.
first valid thing I heard where I was like, that makes sense.
For real, it's a real thing, but
Nah.
but that's just a certain percentage
Bro,
of
no.
gay
That's
people.
obviously not
I
everybody.
It's
think
not
that's just
everybody.
people trying to find the answer to being gay, bro. Understand that that's just a fucking choice, bro. Because realistically, if you're born in, well, really, like, take that back. It's all, everything's really kind of made up. This is what I'm saying. Everything's kind of made up. Because,
It's all made up bullshit. The whole life.
No, I'm telling you, because like it's really based off of what you are taught when you are born. If you really want me to tell you, because like there's a girl that like I know that fucks everybody, bro. Just has sex with everything. And,
Guy, girl,
but
transgender.
like she relates it to like in her childhood, she was just God, bro. It's not good. You know what I mean? You get what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like, she was just introduced to sex at a very young age. So it's not. It's
Made
just
her
nothing.
more of a hypersexual type.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's just
definitely.
like
Like
what
a
you are
nymphomaniac.
exposed to.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That's weird. That's weird as fuck.
that is weird.
Yeah.
But we was talking about from the perspective of the Bible. should you, even if you are born gay, quote unquote, and you are sexually attracted to men, a guy that is sexually attracted to men,
Is it a sin?
is it still a sin if they act upon that?
I'm just gonna stop right there, and because I'm not God. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't answer that question.
But we're not. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like we're not judging. You know, that's God's job.
Yeah.
But
Right.
what we're saying is that, like, if you
Make my own depiction of it.
yeah, make your own depiction of it, because I was saying, like, if that, for example, if that chicken is gay and that chicken is a, is a person, then they're going to be wondering it. That's because a lot of
I get what you're saying, because I know some gay
a lot of
people in church.
LGBT exactly a lot of LGBT. Well, I wouldn't say exactly because I don't know, but anyways, a lot of LGBT people are they don't believe in God, and they're
Atheists.
They're atheists,
Yeah.
or either that, or they get the Bible, get what they want to out of the Bible, or get what they want to out of any religion to adapt to them.
Just picking and choosing what they.
So they
what
just
caters
pick
to
and
them
choose exactly.
and ignoring the rest of it because it doesn't apply.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's a rule in the Bible, essentially. Damn.
So, like, what do those people do if they are born
Christians, but
and
feel
they,
like
they
were born
claim
gay.
that exactly? So, what do? See, this is what I've thought about this for a while because it's a big problem nowadays. And then
that's
then
something
people
I
are
have to sleep
conflicted,
on.
and then they have to think about: do I want to be religious or do I want to be gay? and, then and then they have to
That
to
gives me a
choose.
headache. Well, see, first I'd have to put myself in their shoes, which I'm not gonna do.
So you'd have to be gay.
Yeah, I'd have to be gay to really
said,
feel
"You wanna make
what's
an
going
act."
on.
You can't relate.
I can't really relate to that. I don't have to.
You don't have to be gay.
They don't either. I don't think, but whatever. I don't think, but to each is their own. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit here and think about that for a second. I mean, I know plenty of people that are gay that go to church. Like, I guess they just disregard that law that's in the
Exactly.
book of the Bible.
Yeah. Throw caution to the wind and hope.
But
for the
it's
best.
in the
Yeah.
Bible. It explicitly says it though too. It
I know
explicitly
that.
says
I know it
it.
does.
It's like one of the main rules.
It really
Before
is.
the preacher talk about it. I don't know, man. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of gay around here nowadays.
Simple fact don't matter.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
lot of gay around here nowadays.
like, you just got to be open to it. Damn, but that's a good. I don't.
But we was saying we both
Yeah.
came to the conclusion. We were just asking you before we told you our conclusion to it.
Okay, what?
We came to the conclusion that just like we have sexual urges, say if we're in a relationship, we have sexual urges to go outside of the relationship and commit adultery, if you would.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying?
You want to know what's crazy?
What?
Never mind. I'm not. That would be a lie.
What?
I guess it would be a lie. Because I was just thinking today, bro. I don't ever even even if I don't have a girlfriend anymore. But like, if I ever get another girlfriend, bro, I don't even think I'd ever cheat again, ever.
Cheat again.
Chill.
That's accountability.
I
That's
just feel like I
accountability.
don't ever I just don't feel like I don't have the urge to talk to females. Not no homo type shit. It's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that shit's fucking annoying at this point. It's too much.
Yeah. It is too much, especially if you're
like-
juggling a girlfriend.
Get- Whoa, chill.
You're trying to catch it.
You
Get him
made
caught
that
up.
sound bad, but like it's like if you do have a girlfriend, yeah, bro. But go on to what you were saying. My bad.
So basically, like, even if you have that urge to go outside of your relationship and commit adultery, because that is a sin
it's the
as
same
well.
thing.
Well, I wouldn't say it's the same thing, but it's
a sin.
I mean, it's a sin regardless. So
Yeah.
basically, that's what I'm
There's no
saying.
sin
That it
greater
is
than
a
the
sin.
other. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it is the
Sins are
same
created
thing.
equal, yeah.
So we were saying that if you wanted to do that, you still have even though you had the urge, you still have the responsibility to not do that, to not commit adultery.
To remain disciplined.
So even if you
So
are gay,
You do have the
You
still have the
still
choice
have the
not
choice
to,
not
you
to
can feel
do it.
that way.
yeah,
That does. Y'all thought about that in the
because you can't control your thoughts completely.
yeah.
You know, you can't control exactly what you're going to think about next. So
You can think it all day.
my thing is that
Or can you?
if you
All that.
no, but anyways, I'm saying that you should still, even if you are gay, from my perspective, you should still get with a woman and still be a father if you're a man in this situation.
Now that's a
You
little
that-
tough.
Yeah,
That's a little tough.
forcing
Because you're
the-
asking him to do the polar opposite of what his mind and body are telling him to.
Exactly, but they are also doing the polar opposite of what they are made to do.
But that's like the
True.
gays telling us to accept them when we don't care at all.
Exactly. We don't give a fuck if you're gay. Like, we're not going to judge you if
So
you're
why
gay.
do you give a fuck if they have a wife and they
I'm
feel
not.
gay?
But I'm not. See, I was going to ask that question next.
Yeah,
I was going to
okay.
go down that rabbit hole of, okay, so if you don't really care about what other people do, then why are you so worried about it? I was going to go down that rabbit hole too. But we're going to touch on that in a second. What did you just say before that? Or what the fuck was I even saying before that?
Like a gay person, a person that
Oh,
feels
yeah,
gay
yeah,
should
yeah.
get a wife
So-
and have a kid.
Exactly. I think that's what they should do. I think that's the answer to it. That's the answer to it. If you want to follow along with the Bible or want to follow along with
wanna be a
some
Christian.
other religions,
You just have to have a kid and a wife.
well, I would.
See, my thing was like when we were talking to the chicken, I was like, he should resist the urge as long as he can until he is just completely mentally exhausted and has no mental fortitude left. Because at
Yeah.
that point, if God is all knowing and he's omnipotent, he knows his thoughts and he knows he's completely he's done.
Yeah.
He knows he gave it everything he had, and that is what it is. So if he ends up going to hell, he gave it his best shot. So at that
Yeah.
point, it's up to God to decide
Yeah.
whether I'm going to let him up here because
E
he
for
did give it
effort.
everything, or exactly A for effort, or if I still got to be consistent and send him down there.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Damn,
But I say at the very least you have to give it everything, because if you don't give it everything and you
Yeah.
just give in, you have no right to complain. You start burning.
Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly.
Because you consciously made that decision. Now, if you gave it everything you
Some
had,
chicken
That's
nuggets.
what
and
you
it just
call.
ended up that way, then you know.
That's
it is
living
what it
life on the
is. You
edge
tried
right
it.
there.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't say he
I thought
has
he was
to
gonna
get
say I
married.
wouldn't fuck a chicken.
I wouldn't say, Mr. Chicken has to marry a Mrs. Hen and have little chicklets, because to him it's very difficult to do already
now.
to not
Yeah.
want to be with a man. 'cause
He's already
he-
fighting fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
He sees Mr. Rooster walking down the road, and
And he's like, I want to
some
fuck
of
that rooster.
I was gonna say he wants to get railed, but
Damn.
hey,
You
the
do
chicken,
it
the
wrong.
chicken wants a little bit of extra meat in him.
Oh no.
But I'm saying if he's willing to at the very least stop himself in that realm, then after that, he just needs to stay stuck on it. He just
Yeah.
needs to stay on it. I'm not saying he needs to go get married because he mentally hasn't gotten to that point. I'm not going to force that on him. I'm not going to
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold him to that standard. But if he manages to be gay and never act on it, I hold him above a lot of people
Okay.
because that's some shit
That's
that
a-
I
almost
see what you're
anybody
saying.
can't do.
I see what you're
That's
saying.
some mental
now.
fortitude.
I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Definitely.
It'd be like a fat person that wants a piece of chocolate cake and they keep eyeing
Essentially,
it.
that's
he
what a
really
Christian
wants that
is.
shit real
Yeah.
bad.
What?
Exactly.
Essentially, that's what a Christian is. You know how many sins that we have to fight against every day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To be a Christian,
Uh-huh.
to be what we claim we are.
Yeah.
The same thing. I mean, they
Yeah.
all fall in the same basket.
Definitely.
It's like a sin. No sin is greater than the other. They all fall in the same basket.
Yeah.
Damn, bruh.
That's crazy to think about, ain't
That
it?
is wild.
I say
You
to
can
each-
be gay but not be gay.
Exactly. It really is a
Yeah,
choice.
I say to each his own. I
It
respect
really
him
is a
regardless,
choice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you're forcing it on me. Once you, the only time I take
chilling.
issue with anybody's principles is once you try to indoctrinate me
Yeah.
into what you got going on.
But then I was gonna also ask you: do you think that gay marriage should be legal?
Bro, I don't care.
to
Yeah,
me,
but-
me personally,
Don't make me
it
vote.
being made illegal in the first place was like they had the separation of church and state, but you kind of have a little bit of church in the state if it was made outlawed, right?
Right.
Because in previous civilizations, once they reached their peaks, that's when sexual deviancy started,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they kind of dabbled in it here and there, and then they collapsed.
Yeah.
So we right off the bat said, "Hey, we're not doing this," and now we're letting it in. And now America is destabilized, and it is. I would not say it's directly related to that at all. Honestly, it's poor leadership. Us just being imperialists and telling everybody, "Yo, we're the boss. We got the guns," and giving up on the gold standard and saying, "We have more guns than you, so here's what we're gonna do. You gonna trade with what I want to do. You're gonna run off my currency, and you're gonna have my protection." It's kind of like a gang in a way. It's like hey, I'm
like
gonna roll through your
mafia
street.
stuff.
I'm gonna roll through your street. You're gonna make your payment weekly. You know what
it's
I'm
like
saying?
the mafia.
We're gonna be cool. You gonna be cool because
Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of you. If somebody try to fuck with you, if them over there, if Russia and them and China try to fuck with you, I'm right here. I'm right here with it.
The government's
You
just
know?
a big ass gang.
They're not. It's a corrupt.
It's organized. It's organized.
Oh shit! It's
organized.
biggest organized crime
Bunch of
organization.
crooks.
Bunch of crooks.
That's why people hold mafias in higher regard, because they have a purpose, a mission, and they hold to it, and they have a system in place that holds it. Whereas gangs, you see a lot more gangs. They're just against each other. You have certain factions of the same overarching principle, but they're against.
It's like
each
they're
other
all
simply
fighting
because
for
of someone else.
power.
And it's like, bro, lock in.
Lock
But, you know,
in.
they ain't trying to do all that. It takes too much work, and they ain't trying to do all that. You know, to each their own.
To each their own.
I just say, don't force nothing down my throat, and you can keep it in yours.
Yeah.
Real, just
I agree with that
chill.
too.
Yeah.
But that's what I was, and that goes along with what I was going to ask you earlier too. Why does it matter so much?
I would say it only matters. Now, here's my main issue with the LGBTQ community. It's become a thing where they feel entitled. I take issue with that. Like, as a black person, I hate the whole victim mindset.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, we get it. Yes, we were slaves. Yes, we got the short end of the stick over hundreds of years. Yes, we get it. It happened. We're here now. So are you going to keep bitching and moaning about the shit that happened before? Or are you going to try and step up? Now, there's some people where they're still disenfranchised and they're still experiencing the issues that arose from those sorts of things. And those type of people, you do have a sort of, a victim mindset because it still affects you today.
Yeah.
But if you're not presently being oppressed, the fuck are you talking about your great-great-grandpa being oppressed, bro? Lock in.
Why does it matter?
It's like, get a fucking 9 to 5, get on your grind, open up a Roth IRA account, put $6K in it every year or as much as you can, and by the time you're 65, boom, go ahead and retire. Go ahead, start breaking in that money, and whatever money's left when you die, go ahead and pass that on to your kids so they have something to stand on. You have so many people that are ready to sit there and complain about the shit that happened beforehand, and it's like, okay, what's your financial plan going forward? And it's like, I mean, shit, I just go to work every day. It's like, nigga, that's not gonna work. you sit there complaining because. My fault. You're complaining.
No, you didn't say hard R like
they want TOSs. It's a thing of like, y'all gonna sit there and you're gonna complain because they sat there and made money off y'all backs, but y'all haven't learned from what he did. He's sitting here. Not only does he have money, but he knows what to do with his money. See what he's doing with his money, and with your less money, do what he's doing so you can get more money. You won't have as much as him, but you'll have a fuck of a lot more than you have right now.
Yeah.
But you're not going to do that
What
because
the fuck?
you don't care about the financial literacy of it. And admittedly, they don't teach it in schools and stuff.
Yeah, they
but if
don't.
you have enough, my thing is, as coaches always say, if you got enough time to sit there and bitch and moan about the workout, you got as much time to get that next rep in. So go ahead and get to the next.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I honestly, I want to say I just figured that out.
What?
Like about a month ago. What he's just talking about.
What
Bro,
the
I've been
fuck?
bullshitting about a month ago.
Hey,
Like,
you got a way to go. That's all.
I wasn't broke. I wasn't like down bad as fuck. I just was not doing really shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
was
was
to
just
see the
like-
next day type shit.
Yeah, and I was just like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's got to be something better than
Let me
this.
What
figure
the
something
fuck?
I'm not trying to do this for the next.
Gotta make a
until I
plan.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you answered my question though.
I apologize. What was the question? I have a tendency to settle a principle and then not punch it home.
I don't even remember what the fuck my question was now.
Damn, let me think. What was the question?
Damn. It was like the LGB. Why does it matter so much?
Oh, because they're forcing it on people. It's a thing of like, when people were gay and silent, you had people that would condemn you if you went to church. You'd be like, that person's gay. Why are they here? Da, da, da. Those sort of people, I have no answer for. But for the ones that it really became a problem was when they were putting out front page news and they get to do this now, they get to do that now. Now we're putting parades on. And
See,
now we're
that's
doing
what I
this,
was
and now we're
saying.
throwing it everywhere.
That's
It's
what I
like,
was saying
bro,
earlier.
I don't care. I don't have a straight parade. I don't care. congratulations, right? I'm happy for you because you can do you in peace, but just don't do it in my personal space because I don't abide by those rules.
Yeah.
It's just like some people, they might have kids and they don't drink alcohol anymore. They don't go on nights out or anything like that. They're not saying everybody shouldn't go out and have fun and go to bars and stuff. Nobody's saying that.
Nobody's
but they're just saying,
introducing
me
it at
personally,
all.
I'm not going to do it. So
Exactly.
don't
Yeah.
come to my house, drunk off your ass with a beer in hand around my kids. I have kids now. I'm in a different stage of life.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Just don't force it down the throat and be like, bro, come on. You sitting there just because you had kids. Now you can't do it. It's like, bro, this is my life. I'm going to live it how I want to live it.
Yeah.
I expect you to respect it. If you my guy, you going to respect it. I don't expect you to do what I do. My rule of thumb is I don't got to agree with shit you say, but I want to understand where you're coming from. That's it. Because if I understand, I know how to maneuver around you.
Right.
Definitely.
Same thing with the LGBTQ people. It's like, if this is your area and this is what you really want to do, and this is who you are as a person, I respect it. More power to you. Just don't expect me to also be gay or me to also come to the parade because that's just not my avenue, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like expecting a girl to love to play 2K. Well, maybe she just don't like basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't expect her to want to play 2K just because I play 2K.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My
I feel
theory
you.
is when we meet each other, like, I'm not about to say, hey, my name's Lyndon and I love pussy. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a fuck what I like.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just now meeting each other.
Exactly.
Who cares?
Exactly. If that's your whole personality trait, that's a problem. Like if that's your whole thing, like, hi, I'm pansexual. Before I hear your name,
Whoa.
First
oh
of
yeah,
all,
that's what he was
hey,
saying about
how are you
the
doing?
pronouns.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
It's like, I was like,
When did they matter? When did I never knew what a pronoun was probably till freshman year.
For real.
it was like it just wasn't a big thing.
Why
Definitely.
does it matter?
It gets to
Yeah.
the point where like I naturally just call everybody bro, my guy, that sort of thing.
Or you're
Girl
like,
or guy.
yes sir,
Universally.
no sir, yes
Dude,
ma'am,
you
no
have,
ma'am.
like little kids like saying this shit now, like they are them.
Yeah, and it's like they don't get it.
They
and
don't
you're
even
sitting
know
there
it at
putting this in
all.
front of them. And they don't
Yeah.
know what's going on.
Definitely.
Weird, bro. Weird.
But yeah, I got you. There.
Yeah, I was just saying earlier, like, why can't we go back to the old gays?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
Jeffrey Dahmer and them.
What the fuck?
They was chilling, bro.
No, I'm talking
He
about like
wasn't.
the OG gays where they was just gay and
Nobody knew.
nobody knew, or if
nobody
they
gave a
did
fuck.
know, or if they did know,
It
they
mattered
was
to them.
Yeah.
it just mattered
that was
to them.
Thomas. That wasn't the gay guy Thomas.
Yeah, they would
Exactly.
Only,
He just happens to be gay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's it.
My sister had a gay friend, and everybody loved that nigga back in the
Exactly.
day.
Yeah.
Like, why? Since when did we start hating gay people? I hate to say that shit.
Oh, I hate when people be like, bro, so are you homophobic? It's like, no, what the fuck am I scared of a gay nigga for? He can't beat my ass. I mean, I'm sure there's some that be in the weight room and hey, extra power to them because not only are you gay, but it takes a lot
But
to
you
get
can
occupied.
fuck somebody
And if you go in
over.
the gym consistently, I respect the grind of going to the gym. Fuck being gay. I respect the grind of going to the gym. So, more power to you, but I'm not scared of him.
Yeah, what?
I fear God because God created it all, but I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, he sat there and kissed the nigga. My knees is shaking. My knees is tip tapping.
Yeah,
Shiver me
yeah.
timbers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna
No,
get terrified
do your
by
own
some
thing.
gay shit. I'm telling you right
It's
now.
like,
Yeah.
Nah. What?
You think that's a real masculine trait to do another dude?
What What the fuck? You know that ain't gay. I mean,
okay.
pause. You know that shit. Pause. Do not clip that.
See, now.
Don't clip that.
See, now this is the thing, right? So there's two types of fucking another man. There's hear me out. So there's the I like men fucking other men.
Whoa.
Right? There's the I like niggas. So I'm about to. Yo, Thomas over there, he looking real mighty fine today. He looking real fuckable right now. You know what I'm saying? There's that type, right?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's the type that was occurring like during slave times where the master would fuck the strongest slave in front of all the children and all the wives and everybody else just to prove that he could do it and there wasn't shit you could do about it. That's a whole different level, right? That sounds psychotic. But
Where the fuck did that come from?
let me walk you through it though, right?
I thought he was gonna be like, "Where the fuck did this guy come from?" I thought that's
Domination.
now this is the thing, right?
Dude, I'm about to start crying for real.
He's like, "Who the fuck is this new guy?"
Now this is the thing, right? So they called back in the day. They called that buck breaking because it was a thing of if the slave was being disobedient, there's nothing more emasculating as a man than getting done. Exactly. There's nothing worse. Like getting your ass beat is pretty emasculating. Like if you sitting there with your girl and a nigga press you and then you run the fade and you get faded and you sitting there with your ass out in the air, that's pretty fucking emasculating. I'm not gonna lie. But the only thing that's above that is literally getting fucked in front of everybody you care about. Imagine your entire
That's what I'm saying, bro.
He's about to cry for sure.
like
I don't
like that's a whole different level. Like is that peak masculinity to a certain extent because he didn't do it because he liked it. He did it because he wants you to know you are inferior to me.
Yeah, bro,
dogs dominate each
that's
other.
not peak at all with masculine. Nah,
He's like
that's
alpha.
still gay as fuck.
I'm not saying this. Exactly. That's why it qualifies. It qualifies as gay because he fucked a man at the end of the
Peak
day.
alpha is peak alpha is gay.
That's peak alpha.
Yeah, peak alpha is if you're doing dudes.
Andrew Tate that shit.
That's peak feline right there.
Hey, man.
Damn. Hey, bro, but he had to be hard,
Nah, G. I
Let's
don't wanna
think
get
about
into
it.
all that.
Bro,
Just stop.
bro. If you
You're
didn't,
good, bro. We're
if
good.
you didn't like it, how was he hard to do it?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe they swung that way. And that was just an extra
That's
step.
crazy. That's crazy. Because I have a. This is not my home. Well, I guess we can be cool. I guess we're homeboys.
I have an associate.
What are you, homo?
He's homo.
I mean, what are
But
you,
he don't-
homophobic?
he
That's what I
won't
meant to
tell
say.
nobody.
Damn
He
it.
just was like, have y'all ever
What the
been
shit,
having sex with a bitch and just go soft?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, yeah, that shit happens to me all the time.
Uh-huh.
I'm about to say,
Shit.
define all the time for $200.
Yeah, bro. Like, what do you mean, bro? You sound gay.
He just can't get up. But for real, you don't ever go soft?
Not
Like,
not in the
all
middle
the
of
time
sex.
is
If I'm like I've been fucked up before, maybe my meat.
Like whiskey
yeah.
dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I've never like been
On a
able to get
consistent
hard
basis.
And then,
on a consistent basis for sure.
yeah.
Bro, what you're just telling everybody you don't like pussy. Weirdo.
The thing is, he probably doesn't even know.
Nah, he
doesn't.
knows.
Oh,
He
yeah.
knows.
He knows.
We know.
He's been doing dudes.
He's been doing.
Oh, never mind.
He just don't. He just
I thought it
don't
was
want
one
to
of those
tell
things
nobody.
where he hadn't reached his awakening point yet.
Yeah.
That's what I
He's
thought
done
it was.
reached
I mean, if he'd been dabbling in the dark arts,
Oh,
He
he's been
hadn't-
in the
he's
dark.
a grand wizard at that point.
He hadn't reached peak male masculinity.
Nah, he's way.
Do we know he's a top? He might be a bottom.
No.
Nah, he's a.
Y'all seen the Island Boys?
Nah, I don't want to talk
Bro, I
about
didn't
it.
even watch.
Bro,
I
that's
don't
just
even
weird
watch
as
it, bro.
fuck.
As soon as I saw the
Bro.
first, I was like, all right, yeah, we're cool. I'm cool. Off
Fuck.
Nah, bruh.
Y'all can keep that shit over there. Keep it on whatever island you came from, monkey.
McKinda's.
Monkeys come in all shapes and sizes, and races, and colors.
Yeah.
Damn
it.
sent me a video of them making out, bro.
Who?
I opened it, clicked off McKinda, and I opened it, clicked off of it, and was like, bro, what the fuck? Why you send me that? She said, if I seen it, you did too. Nah.
Oh, you talking
Yo,
about
that's
the
sick.
Island Boys?
Yeah, bro. They was like, nah, I'm good.
Are they not brothers?
I don't even like talking about it because I can, like, it
Pretty
puts
sure
visuals.
Are they not twins? I thought
Yeah,
were
they
twins.
are.
Yeah, they're like literally identical
Twin
twins.
brothers.
That's
Looking
like,
weird.
I'll leave
Nicks
that
off.
alone.
That's so fucked up. That's very fucked up.
Damn. That's some fucked up shit, bro. I'm good.
Yes.
Like, it's going to be crazy to see two brothers kissing, let alone two twin brothers kissing. Like,
Yeah.
y'all ain't never seen two pretty best friends.
Two pretty best friends? I don't know if I really have either.
Usually, you have the bodyguard and the star of the show,
Yeah.
the backup dancer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Damn.
You got like the big girl and then you got the damn pretty one.
Yeah, and the thing
Usually.
is, a lot of times, the girl that's the pretty one isn't actually all that pretty, but she's magnified by the girl that's
By the
not.
girl that's-
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they do. This is like their third mission of the night or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, they do be fucking for sure. They be fucking.
Yeah.
The thing is, they don't even. I realize the girls don't even be realizing that they do that. Like they don't realize they pick an unattractive friend consciously. It must be a subconscious thing,
Bro.
Because
Yeah.
they'll end up with the unattractive friend be around you. You like her more because the friend is just that much more unattractive. Like girls, there was a study done where they like measured brain activity of men and women. And they had like people that would be conventionally attractive and people that would be conventionally unattractive, and they had them all like walking. They showed them pictures of everybody, and the women, when they saw guys that were ugly, they would be like, "Oh, he's not cute. Oh, he's not cute. Oh, he's not cute. Oh, this guy's cute. This guy's cute." Like that sort of thing.
But they knew by their brains it was a lie.
And no, it was accurate, but their brains did not activate when they saw the ugly guy. Right? So
I see what you're saying.
They felt completely indifferent, like they didn't see him, kind of thing.
Right.
But
invisible.
when the guys were sitting, when the guys were sitting there, and they were like, "Oh, nah, she ugly, she's chopped. Yeah, she looks good. She looks good." Their brains showed a huge spike when they saw the ugly girls, because it's like when you see an ugly girl,
you're gonna analyze everything.
It genuinely pisses you off to a certain extent.
Yeah,
like you genuinely, like as a guy, you feel some sort of way.
You're like, get that bitch out of here.
Like, the fuck is she doing?
Like, wasting my fucking time again.
Like guys in public, if you see a girl and she's ugly, you'll point it out to your bro. You be like, "Bro, look at this bitch over here."
Yeah, bro, I've been there.
Like Jabba the Hutt.
Like the ugly bitches really do stick out.
Exactly.
Like a super
and it's
thumb.
like we pay attention to it, but girls, they don't.
Yeah.
Like if there's unattractive guys around, they literally don't see them. It's not that it's like, ew, he's ugly. It's like she literally doesn't see you unless you go up and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" type shit. And it's wild to realize that, because it's like it's something that you wouldn't know until you read information on that.
If a guy gets with a girl, the girl's friends are gonna ask her, "What does he do?" And then, but if a girl gets with a guy, and then the guy's friends ask them,
"What does she look like?
What does she look like?"
Yeah. The worst thing you can get is,
you know what I'm saying?
"Hey, bro, as long as you're happy."
As long as you're happy.
Not give me a heart attack.
I do not want to hear that.
That's the worst. That's the worst fear right there.
Yeah. As long as you're happy with what you're doing.
Hey, bro, she make you happy, bro.
Does she cook at least?
Like,
Do she
what
clean?
other? Obviously, there's something here I'm not seeing.
Oh shit. Does she cook or does she clean? You fuck with it,
Lyndon?
Lyndon?
Do both. Be like,
She's gotta do both.
imagine you show her a picture. You'd be like, "Oh, bro, I know she cooks and cleans." I'd be sick to my stomach. She not just average, bro. This nigga says she ugly. He says she hurt.
Damn it.
She look like she cook and clean. Damn. She must got her elbows.
She must what?
She must got one of them elbows.
Elbows.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Big elbows. Damn, I ain't got none. But you know what I'm talking about.
Like a weenus?
The lunch lady.
No. You know if they got the elbow had to hang over, you know
The lunch lady. The aunties at the cookout.
Oh. Yeah.
she be working at motherfucking.
Oh shit,
Trust
yeah.
me, once it touch your plate, it's steaming hot and ready to go.
And ready to go. Yes, sir. Holy shit.
Carson, what?
I'm just going along with it. Yes, sir. Let's get that up in here. Damn. Y'all ready to wrap this shit up?
Yes, sir. I got to work out.
Yeah.
Yep. It's about that time.
Good
We're
old
going on 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, we don't do traditional wrap ups here. Yeah. We usually just go off by yelling at the fucking camera.
Fuck y'all. Fuck what you got going on.
Yeah.
I got a cousin named D. He'll fuck your mama.
Yep.
And I got a cousin. I got an uncle that has sex with your grandma.
That's right. And if you need your grandma fucked, hit them the fuck up.
And don't forget the tip.
Don't forget the tip. Don't forget the tip. Shout out David Goggins. Shout out fucking
David Goggins?
Yeah.
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 Shout out him.
Shout out David Goggins. Shout out the Anti-Hero podcast. We fuck with you.
Yeah, man.
Heavy. We fuck with you heavy. Shout out the fucking birthday bandit over there.
It's your birthday? Oh.
No. That's the birthday bandit. Or party hat Pat. Shout out the Bible. Shout out Jesus Christ. Shout out the Quran too. Shout out Allah. Shout out.
Bro, what are you doing?
Shouting
Cut that
out
shit
everybody.
off.
Why, bro? I'm shouting out everybody. We got to do our shout outs
All right,
first.
yeah.
And then we got to do shout outs. We got to do
Shout out to your mama.
Shout out
for
to your
pushing you
mama.
out of her pussy.
Shout out to
Shout
your
out to
grandma.
your father for busting out that semen because he
Busting
makes
it.
the kids.
Shout out to
Yeah. Shout out to the
I'm running out
lions,
of
the tigers, and the
shout-outs.
bears. They be running around. If you see one, take a picture of it. Don't get too close, though.
shout out to my boy over here, Dr. Fuck Yo Ho.
What are you talking about?
Him right there. Shout out to Seth. He the guy. Shout out to Sierra. You cook some good ass food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we know what else you do.
Yeah. But only with me, so don't get any fucking ideas.
Oh, damn, Carson, you just get mad.
You just get
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah, the fucking audience over here. Why the fuck are you still here? This is
Why are y'all trying to have sex with his girlfriend?
This is a 3-hour fucking long podcast and
Damn.
you're still here? What the fuck are you doing with your life?
9 times out of 10, they're not.
Oh yeah, you're right. Nobody will even get to this part.
You don't think so?
Nobody gives a fuck. You don't even watch the shit.
Touche. Time out, bro. Don't do that. Don't.
Yeah,
I do be
calling
watching
your ass out.
I do be watching it, but I don't be watching it
Okay,
for 3 hours.
Let's see your YouTube history. No, I'm just fucking with ya.
Yeah, he's not about to ban me. Y'all not about to ban me. Why are you sucking it, bro? Cut that shit off.
All right, we'll see
Yeah,
y'all.
he just started sucking at y'all. I'm out of here.
We'll catch y'all on the motherfucking flip side. If you got a problem with this podcast, go to another goddamn podcast, stupid.